how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back, boys. Welcome. What happened to my camera there for a second? Welcome back, boys. Welcome back. Hope all of y'all are having a wonderful, beautiful day, boys. How are all you doing today? Hopefully, everybody's doing good. Dude, I gotta get a haircut, man. It's getting kind of long. Not super long. Like, my hair's still pretty short and all that, but it's losing that crispness to it, you know what I mean? I like it extra short on the sides and the back nowadays, dude. You know what I mean? Like as close as you can to like almost bald, but not exactly. The top is all right. Top that needs a couple inches off, honestly. But how y'all doing? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. We got more 5V5 1v1s on the way today over on the NA today instead. Let me get that song back in there, though, dude. It's so good. I like this one a lot. I don't know why I do. What's up? We got it says XS. Oh, we got Alex. We got a username, my man. How you doing, my dude? Thank you for the continued support of the channel. I really do appreciate the membership, my man. We also got Tal. We got us Pink T-Rex. How you boys all doing? Welcome back, everybody. Hope all of y'all are having a wonderful, beautiful day, boys. What is this? Warzone trying to update? No, thank you. We got ourselves ASUS Duels to do instead. Ah, man. I'm cold today, dude. I just had some to eat, though. Five Guys, if you guys ever have any. If you guys have a chance to eat a Five Guys, it's on the more expensive side, but if you get a chance, man, get a bacon burger from there, dude. It's so good. It is actually so good. It's not even funny. Alrighty, boys. We're loading in on the NA duels for the day on the Dalaran Edge of Boy to go spectate some of the wonderful, beautiful duels. Yesterday's duels over in the EU were actually a lot of fun, man. I was going through some of the footage today, and I'm just going to need to do the editing, rendering, and all that stuff over the weekend, I think, because I keep trying to tell myself that, okay, I need to do it over on the weekend, over on Sunday or something, like that's my day off. And I'm just never actually able to get everything done. I get a couple of them done, and then I end up being busy with other things. My lord, 5 here. Perfect, man. Let's go, dude. We're ready. We just need one more team of 5 to queue up versus my lord Pala, and then we'll be good to go, boys. Hope all of y'all having a wonderfully beautiful day, by the way. That Feral 1v5 was awesome, dude. Snoopy is a monster. He didn't. I don't think he went for a 1v5 because one of the warriors left. Night King with a 3 out of 5. Perfect. Just need a few more, man. Yeah, Snoopy is insanely good, Feral. Like, he's really good. Really good at it. He's really good at what he does. He plays like Feral. I think mostly just Feral. He doesn't really play alts, I don't think, either. So, but he's really good at PvP, man. He's a monster. He also has a YouTube channel and Twitch. He's pretty popular on Twitch. Hey, how you doing? What's up, Belly? How you doing, fam? Hope you're having a good one. How did you enjoy the duels yesterday, man? I mean, I know you came in super undergeared, but did you have fun, my dude, with the Night Fae? Because that would, I would imagine, would be really good at some point, right? Once you get the gear. But you could, I think you could do fine if you played your Venthyr warrior, man. I feel like you'd be okay playing the Venthyr, unless you wanted to play Horde. And then I understand why you would want to get a Horde character. I'm pretty sure being Horde, you'll end up having an easier time pushing the rating, man. You know what I mean? I just need to catch up with all the conquests, dude. You know what I mean? Grab a bud, like a healer or somebody. Probably a healer as a warrior, right? Just have him heal you while you just go slamming down at everybody's arms of Fury. Probably his arms, right? That'll be easier at lower levels. I think Fury is really good at higher levels. It was fun, yeah? Yeah, dude, hell yeah. Apparently, dude, Fury, I'm glad a couple of you guys tried Fury. Like Telrion, for example, tried out Fury as a Night Fae. And by golly, dude, just do so much damage. I don't know what build you'd run. I know there's a Death Wish build you can't do if you have like a healer, but if you don't do a Death Wish, like what kind of a build you go for? I don't know what build he went for, but that massive slam down with the Aftershock, it's huge. I'm rolling new warrior, which is best covenant. Best covenant for warrior, I feel like the one that does the most damage is Venthyr. There is Carrion that is pretty good for PvP to lock people down, but that's only good for PvP. If you want to play Night Fae Warrior, you actually will have opportunity as a Fury in Mythic Plus AoE and PvP. So if you want to raid and do PvP, so mostly single target and PvP, I would say Ventir is the best for everything. Night Phase a little bit better in AoE and decent in PvP, not that great for PvE raiding. Kyrian can be decent for raids, decent for PvP, not that great for AoE. You know what I mean? But that's like different playstyles. If you wanted one easy Covenant Ventir, just go Ventir for now. If anything, you can switch to Covenant later once 905 comes out. I'm definitely going to be playing Necrolord Warrior when 905 comes out. I am excited for the banner, dude. I am so excited for the banner. I'm actually really happy that they changed it. And I've been messing around with the Warrior on PTR with the banner. I wish I could play with like my full soul binds and like queue a couple dungeons, but it's so hard to find groups on PTR to do stuff with. Unless you can get my guildies to join in on. But it'll be so cool to actually try the banner, try the different Covenant changes. But I tried convincing some of the guys in guild, like, yo, hey, you guys want to pop on PTR, test out some of the new stuff, like the Ventir Hunter's getting changed. You know, we got a couple hunters in the guild. Do they want to try it? The Necrolord Mage getting changed. Like, it's probably not going to be that amazing, but anybody want to get on just to give it a go? And everybody's just like, nah. Sims tell me right now that in current patch and these Covenants are best, and they're saying that in Sims this is probably not going to be BIS. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to convince them to just like, hey, let's get on PTR. You know, I want to test out the Warrior stuff. If you guys want to test out the other Covenants, just to get the feel for them, right? Let's get on. You know, it's too difficult to get a group going. We could also test out Valor points. Like, there's so many things you can test right now on PTR that you can just get good like information from, you know. But for them, it's like, nah, if it doesn't sim top, I'm not gonna play it. It's like, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. If it doesn't sim top, I don't want to play it. And that's, I feel like that's the problem you end up running into too much in WoW, like with pugs and stuff. When you follow like what top tier players tell you to do or to play, or what like a sim tells you to play or to do, I feel like it just will miss out on any potential like hidden value of certain Covenants. Like with Fury Warrior, or Warrior I guess in general, as a Necrolord, I don't think that banner is going to take over as a top tier ability. But I feel like it would be super fun for me to use, and I feel like the things you could do to cheese things with, right, given another player that does a lot of damage, extra mastery on top of it, I think that would be really cool, right? But yeah, for them it's like, oh, if it's not gonna sim top, I don't even care. I don't even want to try it. Nope, don't even want to get on. So it's been a kind of rough, honestly, trying to get a group together or whatever. Hey, that's been a while. What's up, China? How you doing, man? We're now level 34. If I change, I'll lose it for sure. Yes, you do lose your renown. You'll have to regrind it. But getting renown back is pretty easy. You do it through callings. Killing bosses instead of raid gives you a renown. Mythic gives you a renown. We got us Lord with a 5-man, by the way, and Night King with 3 on Alliance, by the way. So if you guys want to join Night King for a 5-man group, you can do that too. I don't know how many people Boom has, but I know Boom started a group or he joined one of the groups that's available. Maybe he joined Night King for his group. Don, what up? What's up, Valor? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one, dude. I didn't want you to say, just need the weekly reset to rejoin. 4 out of 5? Let's go, dude. Yeah. To rejoin a Covenant. So if you are trying to rejoin a Covenant, basically you need to give them the quest of like, oh, hey, I want to rejoin your Covenant. They'll give you a quest to like do a bunch of world quests and dungeons of that Covenant. You can basically do that Monday and fill up the bar. Then Tuesday, you'll need to fill up the bar again, and then you get to rejoin back the Covenant if you left the Covenant. So I would do it like a Monday, try to rejoin a Covenant, get your world quest done, log off, log on Tuesday reset, or Wednesday reset if you're EU, do all you fill up a bar thing, and then you'll be back in your Covenant, if that's what you're trying to do. Is Necrolord for Survival Hunter good in PvP? It's not bad. There's some hunters that play it. It's not terrible at all as an ability. It's pretty easy to use. I feel like with the Fleshcraft buffs in next patch 905 might actually make it a little stronger. Milord and Night King are ready to go, dude. We're gonna throw the juggernauts at each other off the bat. Let's go, dude. If I expected a match, Milord and Night King. Let's get the boys up in here. First up, duel of the day, boys. While waiting for the guys to get all up in there. Alright, I'm just gonna need to accept this quest for the arena calls. You want to add this song to the list, by the way? This is not a bad song for duels, honestly. I'm gonna add it. It's decent. It's decent. Alrighty, boys, here we go. Here we actually go for the 5v5 1v1s. Switch. Got ourselves team 2. We got ourselves on that team Phubus from Kel'Thuzad as a demonology warlock. Yeah, let's go, dude. We got ourselves Ravendare as it looks like a Beastmaster Hunter, actually. We got ourselves Chill Pill somewhere in there with Kaliara as a Fire Mage and a Wargren as a Survival Hunter versus Team 1. We got ourselves on the Team 1. My Miyagi Death. What? Miyagi? Are you a monk? Are you a Venthyr monk? Dude, you are a Venthyr monk. Wait a sec. We got ourselves AK as a Fire Mage with Scotty. Gonna be first up versus Chill Pills. And looks like Chill Pills already popping off the major cooldowns right now. Hodge coming out. Chill Pills not bailing out of the Hodge immediately. Does go for a trinket kind of late. That's gonna force out big cooldowns on a Scotty with a bubble. Does still had Helping Hand available. And that was a lot of cooldowns just to force a bubble out of Scotty. There was also a lot of defenses getting used out of Scotty. Hand of Freedom available, and Chill Pills is gonna go for that stun. Going for the couple obliterates on the side. Big dragon coming down from the sky. Big damage to the Scotty. Does regain a lot of health with Wings and Word of Glory up. Chill Pills is gonna get to the lower side, the underside of the ramp, and go for a bit of a fleshcraft, trying to regain some of the poise, some of the composure to fight on against the Paladin. Still holding on to quite a few defensives though. Hodge coming out. Scotty is gonna go for the sipping up a little bit early with Chill Pills, so not gonna have that when they get super low on health. Chill Pills already sacrificing the mindless undead. We do see Scotty playing the Last Verdict legendary, where it becomes Final Verdict, becomes a ranged ability. I guess it still does pure holy damage. That one is apparently getting buffed, by the way. Bob coming out for Scotty really early. Could still get interrupted by Chill Pills. Chill Pills held on, then interrupted. Chill Big obliterates. Oh my god, chopping him through. Obliterate going full frost damage, chopping right through the Blessed Go protection. With, oh my goodness, the killing machine that is Chill Pills himself. Big combustion coming out for Icky, stunned immediately by Chill Pills as he's creating some line of sight immediately. Chain of Ice slowing down the fiery frost fiery fire mage. What am I talking about? Frost mage is going to be playing that Venthyr, which is interesting for PvP. Lichborn available for Chill Pills, trying to use Death Coils in order to maintain himself as best as possible. Still holding on to quite a few defenses here. Might have to go for AMS, AMZ, Deathback, maybe potentially IBF. He does have cooldowns coming back very, very soon. Has an interrupt if necessary. Greater Power Blast could get interrupted pretty quickly. Is going to get that interrupt. Icky swapping out to Frostbolts immediately. Might as well keep the damage rolling. Triple's getting a bit of ramp up going. All the time available for Icky, though, is going to be able to regain a lot of that composure, all that health back at any moment. He's trying to maximize the value. Triples find himself kind of low on health. And that's going to be Icky still taking quite a big obliterate. It's going to be Triples actually bailing out. Will the dots push Icky over the edge, though, and proc out the Cauterize? It looks like they potentially could. As long as he gets the shields up and running, he'll be okay. Actually, look, there goes the dots. It looked like the dots were taking a second to really get the damage rolling. The shields are up. Chill Pills has no way to really break through the shields. But the Ring of Frost is going to stop. Chill Pills in his place for a second. No chicken available. Going to be a pretty big, meaty Greater Pyro. Chill Pills popping over the Battle Master Trinket, increasing his health for a limited amount of time. Versus Troman trying to come out for AK. He doesn't have a way to, well, he does have a way to interrupt it, actually. He does have the interrupt, but the Mirrors of Troman still will make their play onto Chill Pills. Will eventually get himself rooted as Silence. Being a Death Knight, you will put yourself in a weird situation because some of your abilities are technically caster spells. Deathback coming in for Chill Pills really, really early. AMS available very, very soon. Could use the AMS here as Icky dropping low. That's going to be that Silence on the Chill Pills as the Necrotics fall off. Icky does have his Ice Block as well as Cauterize proccing. Fingertip spoken through the Ice Block. Going to be Chill Pills with an AMS. Ultra Time available for Icky, trying to cut away from the Ultra Time ASAP. Going to be the Grippy Hand most likely helping Chill Pills out if he ever gets out of CC. Free grip. I think maybe that was a free grip. Maybe that was his actual grip. Coming out from the Helping Hand or the DK himself, but does move Icky around. Icky recovered a lot of health inside of the Ice Block, actually. Ring of Frost doesn't really connect properly. Chill Pills actually could have kept running at Icky and could have avoided that. Oh no! The combustion with Fire Blast. Pyro Blast just surprised us out of nowhere. With Chill Pills holding on to IBF as well as AMZ. Just the damage came out of nowhere. The massive damage just happening at the same time. I guess it was just surprising. It was kind of low on health, and the Fire Mage can just nuke you down from like, what, 10% to 0 very, very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. Paula trying to come out for Kaliara. Calaria? Really bad with him. Missing the breath was an interesting choice. I was gonna say missing the breath, but it's like, wait a second. He was actually kind of far away from the breath. I don't think it's like a 20-yard range or like a 30-yard range. Something like that. I got AFK? No problem. Icky though, hanging out with the images from Calaria. Waiting out as the images are burning through his shields little by little. Calaria blinking in, does land the breath into a poly. The breath does not break with a G-Pie opener onto Iki. He's actually sitting without any defenses anymore. Big Kabashi coming down. Big Meteor on top of it. Iki actually takes almost no damage from the Meteor. He does have ultra time available just in case things go bad. Stealing the combustion from Calaria and actually using it to burn Calaria down. Does not get the cauterize just yet. Icebox still available for Calaria. Does survive barely though. Iki actually utilizing the enemy's burst to do more damage than Calaria did because Calaria dropped a full Meteor on Iki. It looked like he took no damage at all from it. I actually do wonder how. I guess maybe the shields came up and maybe he had the... No, the images would have been absorbed by then. I actually do wonder how utilizing combustion better than Calaria is. The Calaria is playing the Kyrian though, unlike Iki who is playing the Ventier. Calaria should have the big one-shotter setup if anything. Iki still has images for a moment or two. That's going to give him a bit of a defensive, like a 20% DR. Trinket's out of the breath, landing a breath on the Calaria, trying to get a Mirror's Torment up and running. And that's going to be also an interrupt onto Calaria as well, I guess, on the poly. Calaria going to take a lot of damage the more cast he does to Iki. I believe even blinking and even popping off shields is going to do damage to you. He can try to go for a Door of Shadows. Calaria knows exactly where he's going. Does get themselves, I think, trying to for a blink or a shield, and does get himself silenced in a bad spot. Could be defenses getting used right here. Does get interrupted on the poly with a cauterized Icebug used at the same time. Does not have the conduit for the Icebug to give you extra healing, which is super unfortunate for the setup in the duels. Not a lot of self-recovery. Still has a little bit of things that he can use to maintain himself, like the ultra time and shields, as we are only 10% dampener. G-Pie on to Iki, but Leia looks like he took no damage. I guess it's the shields. I guess it has to be the shields, because look, he only has the Arcane Shield. So I'm guessing he just has a massive set of shields. So maybe this man is just super geared with higher int. The shields are stronger. That's the only thing I can think of, because he took a Meteor to the face, and I felt like his cell didn't move at all. Took a G-Pie. He's healthy. And that's going to be trying to get a Kyrian setup onto Iki, but Calaria not doing super good at health. Might just burn to the Master, it looks like, preventing that with the shield. And Iki tried to steal the shields from Calaria. Maybe that's what Iki is doing, is also stealing shields from Calaria as he's getting bursted down. That could be another thing he's doing as well. Just exchanging the shields. Calaria takes a few globals and does go down, with Revendare going to be up next as a Beastmaster Hunter. Ventier variety maybe? No, well, no, Castle Nathria set. Actually, the PvP set, I guess. Not really exactly Castle Nathria. He's playing that Kyrian setup. For some reason, I thought maybe Ventier. But it's going to be Iki Poke now, trying to go for a Flame Strike with all the time. I remember there could actually try to see if he could clean the ultra time off. Does he actually get the ultra time? Wait, Iki has to go for a big defensive. Another Icebug getting used as duel. He didn't get the ultra time. I do wonder if Remitter got the Trank shot off and was able to remove the ultra time. That is huge if he was able to. Hugging the pillar. He's going to push up to Iki. Trying to back up if Iki ever runs at him. He wants to have the pillar line of sight, utilizing the mobility in order to get the damage onto the Fire Mage while his pet is polymorph. Trying to wait for a pet to get out. The second Porcupine is kind of struggling to get over there to him. He needs to interrupt the mage from eating food ASAP. Iki does have line of sight just for a hair. Remitter does have the perfect line of sight condition for himself. Might actually jump down in order to create even more LOS. It looks like he's trying to hug the LOS as best as possible, trying to give himself a more advantageous position whenever possible. Iki trying to go for the mobility, trying to outrange the hunter as best as he can. The pet is still chasing after him, but though super slow. At least one of the pets is chasing after him. The other pet, I have no idea where it went. Avoiding a lot of that damage from the resonance shot. I think he still does have the line of side damage. Big kill shot, almost taking Iki out. Looks like Revendare, the Beastmaster Hunter, you're just able to hunt down Iki. Barely any health available. Crow's still ticking. There goes the cauterize. Does Iki have anything to follow up here? Shields need to come up for the cauterize. Otherwise, he has nothing. The pets are going to get the auto attacks in, and down he goes. We've seen a Beastmaster Hunter over on the EU do incredibly well But how well can you do against Shogao? If you defeat Shogao here, that'll be something. Shogao popping out Zuen immediately. Revender is going to take a lot of damage early on. Body shot comes in with a Tiger's Lust, giving him that mobility to get the hell out. Freezing trap, freezing one of the images, but not the hunter. Turtle shell having to get used as Shogao got a lot of damage rolling. That's Zuen, the second round for a while. Is that going to be a void of racial for Revender? Looks like it is. Actually trying to see if he can juke out Shogao. Does create insane mobility away from him. As long as he maintains the slows and rotates between stun and binding shot, he might be okay. Fist of Fury coming down. It's going to be a lot of damage. It's going to be a quick feint death for Revender. Does get himself defense. Massive defense for a second. Shogao rotating even more defenses. Karma coming out as he gets low. Kill shot does go through. Revender better not kill himself with a Karma right now. Better be a little bit careful. Shogao does back up as the Karma is about to run out. And that's going to be Revender chilling down there. Needs himself some kind of heals. Barely any health. Shogao could end this duel any moment. Freezing trap does give him that recovery for a second. Had a binding shot available ahead of time. Does he have a pet heal in cap? And that's going to be touch of death. Didn't even leave the hunter the opportunity to just press on the pressure point, taking him out of the game. Fuba's going to be up next. A warlock of demonology variety, another pet class. With Shogao, actually this map might be a great one for pet classes, just because you can jump off the top and then teleport back. The pets are going to have to go all the way around the ramp to catch him, and then all the way back up the ramp to get back up. So you should have pretty good mobility. But also you have a lot of line of sight. Shogao is getting a lot of vivifies back there, so it looks like recovery for the monk is almost guaranteed. Unless Fubu decides to push in. Try to go for a Shadow Fury. Doesn't exactly make the Shadow Fury hit. I don't really know what he was trying to do with the Shadow Fury, but he tried to get together to go past the this pillar. The pet is not doing enough damage back there in order to get Shogao to really panic about his health. His health isn't really going up, but it's not really going down. He's got to stabilize himself for the most part. As long as he keeps using Vivifies, he'll be okay. Fubas, though, I guess, trying to maintain a good position over Shogao. He is getting the procs for the pets, actually. The legendary proc, where pets are going to do more damage. So maybe that'll be enough. Try to go for a health funnel for his pet. But if he doesn't have line inside of Shogao, he can't really get the ramp and demon army rolling. So I guess he's just got to force in a position where he has to let Shogao get a reset and wait until the monk is able to come out and wants to play. I wonder if there's if it's worth for a warlock to actually push up on a monk like that, because you're putting yourself in line of sight in melee range, and then Shogao will still have mobility to catch you even after you move out. Looks like Shogao finally maybe got some cooldowns available. Going to be immediate chicken for Fubas off that in cap, and that's going to be Shogao bailing out behind the pillar. Finally, some more pets join the fight. Shogao charges in with a dragon kick. Roll still available. Void of Racial out for Fubas. Does not have a trinket for this one. I don't think he'll be able to get the Void of Racial used here, unless he uses the last second. Does have a port available still. Wall has been used really early on. I'm trying to get some demon bolts rolling on Shogao. Reflect available. Not really sure what he's hoping to reflect it. Maybe a Karma. And the gateway comes out. He's actually just trying to stay as far away from Shogao. There goes the Tyrant. Is Shogao going to stick around for the Tyrant, or is he going to try to catch some land inside? Looks like going for that LOS. Are the pets even attacking him? Looks like Fubas does have to charge in. The Tyrant charging in, trying to give Shogao a hug. Should probably going for a cast. Finally going for some cast. Maybe get some behind the pillar when Shogao could be in a really bad spot. Karma on one of the Fel guards is going to have good Karma helping him out. Is going to get interrupted as he's trying to go for a little bit of a self-heal. That's two Fel guards. Eventually, the Karma is going to run out. Does have a gateway with some Demon Doggers joining the fight yet again. Stun on Shogao as he's trying to go for a heal. He does use Fortification Broom. And Fubas might just be able to push up on him. We are at 49% dampener. Like, eventually, Shogao's healing is going to be so disrupted. There's not much you could really do. Fubas actually, I think, has an opportunity to do something here. Shogao just needs CC Chain. Has the images available. Leg sweep up. And might actually be able to do enough damage with the Fist of Fury. Fubas has a chance here. Immortal Coil, anything is available for him. Immortal Coil does come out. If he has a pet stun on top of it, he might be okay. Shogao is still in really bad trouble. Fubas does create himself a little bit of a better position up in the line of sight. Actually going to be pulling his pet back. I don't know if that's actually what you want to do. Going for the Mage Foot, forcing Shogao out in the open. Is going to go for the Axe Toss with a Vile Fiend getting summoned up. I feel like I should have probably kept the pet over there and just kind of harass him with even more pets. He's got line of sight, got the Demon Doggers in it and everything. But Shogao, look at that. His line of sight position is perfect. The Vile Fiend even doesn't have any idea how to get over there. It's just such a bad map for pet classes. But Shogao with 54% dampener, like, there's only so much healing he can really do. And I feel like Fubas just needs a good line of sight in order to get more pets on the guy, and he'll be in a good spot. And I think he's just going to go for food. And Shogao is going to go for a heal. He has line of sight over him. He's going to interrupt him as he's trying to go for a Vivify, as the pet is going to send in. Fubus just seems to have a good line of sight to send him more Demon Doggers at Shagawa, and he'll be in a good spot. Just needs a second of a line of sight, as Shagawa, I think, is waiting for in cap and to go into a leg sweep. He does have leg sweep available. Early Mortal Coil getting used up with a big damage from the pet, which Shagawa, I think, might just die. Leg sweep used for the Felguard Fellstorm. He's actually is not going to be able to have that stun around the corner at all. He's actually limited what he can do. Karma immediately for Fubus as he's going to go for a port. Shagawa, I guess, hoping that maybe some of that damage from the pet is going to give him some good karma healing. Fubus just needs to wait until the karma is gone. Shagawa's actually just hanging out, just balanced himself on one foot. He's unable to get a good footing here at all. He might be able to recover here. That's a lot of buffs you got going on. Maybe lots of healing available. Zuen still rampaging at Fubus. Is going to trick it out of the in-cap using the Soul Shape in order to get away. Shagawa does require quite a bit of health. Going to be a tyrant coming up. If Shagawa has no escape out of here, he's basically done. Dots of a port. Do the pets find him though? The pets are trying to pathfind over there. The Felguards are charging in. Does get hit with another stun. Intro Mortal Coil, I think it's over. Actually, I don't even know what I just watched, dude. I just don't even know what I just watched. I don't even know. With Milord Paladin gonna be up next. The Maldraxian Necrolord Paladin still sticking to the Necrolord playstyle. I like it. I like it. Is going for a big damage. Massive hammer over Fubus's head. I don't think it can reflect it. Hammer slamming down. We haven't seen the hammer in quite a while for Paladins. It looks like the last verdicts are coming in. Palace should be aware that there's a pod. Is getting stunned up by the pet. Worgen, you're not out yet. Fubus is actually not out of the game just yet. Wait, unless Milord, there it goes. Unless Milord can actually take down the seed pod, it's not over until it's over. That's what I like about Demonology, is if you get yourself in a good position, you can go for the pet stun. Just kind of disrupt the enemy once they figure out there's a seed pod. Maybe you can live it. We're getting quite a bit of damage onto Milord Pally, trying to outrange the Hunter. I don't think it's going to happen. Put himself against a wall, hoping Worgen, I guess, goes for a Harpoon. But Worgen has so much range to his abilities. Milord Pally just put himself in not a great spot. Does go for the stun onto the pet with a Wake of Ashes. Since that Rapture is an undead pet, you can Wake of Ashes stun it. I'm pretty sure as a priest you can even Shackle Undead it. It is actually quite nuts. Turn Evil onto the pet. Is going to get the Fear, charging at Worgen next. That's going to be a freezing trap to stop him for a second. Does not have a bubble anymore. Blessing of Protection still can be useful, but Worgen has poisons, fire damage. He also can try to remove the Blessing of Protection too, so that can be kind of rough. But he just has such a good setup. Milord going for a big Fleshcraft, trying to gain as much health as possible or as much shielding as possible. I might just have to go for whatever healing he can. At 72% dampening, barely any healing can be done. He might just be able to recover until he can close the gap with Worgen as he's going in with a Resonating Arrow. Blessing of Protection coming out. Try to see if he can remove it. Does not get to remove it, I don't think. No, he doesn't. And it looked like he threw a grenade. I don't know if the grenade actually connects to Blessing of Protection. Maybe the grenade is a physical and dot damage magical. But it's a physical grenade that actually is denied by Blessing of Protection. Because it could be. Worgen getting hit with a Hodge. Has a freezing trap for Milord Palace. Super unfortunate, as that was going to be his opportunity to go in for some big damage just now. Probably has a kill shot ready. Milord Palace does get super low. Only so much you can do with this high dampening. Definitely don't want to give Worgen any kind of line of sight. Trying to go and get some holy power. Any kind of holy power he can. But I don't think you're going to be able to do much here. Worgen just has you in a bad spot. Kill shots continue to come out. Does throw in the Vanquish's Hammer, but Milord Pally does have to leave. There's actually nothing you can do. And Miyagi Death is going to be up next. So it looks like a Necrolord. No, Venthyr Monk goes for Disarm onto Worgen. Is going to send the images up and running. There's going to be more pets available for him. The monks of the monastery joining in through the doorway or mirror. I think it used to be the mirror, but now it's somewhere like a portal thing. But they should continue spawning in the area and attacking Worgen. Did they actually reach that far? It looks like they do continue. Do they have any range to them? I think they do have a range to them. Gonna be a harpoon by Worgen through the bridge. Miyagi not in a great spot. Trying to go for fights. Trying to pop every defensive he can. Still holding on to a karma against Worgen, worst to worst. But Worgen is a massive, massive position where any kind of reheal for Miyagi or any other class at this high dampening is just not going to do much. Waiting behind the pillar with a resonating arrow, like, it's not going to do much for you. Super low on health, actually none health at all. Freeze a trap, and I think it's going to be a kill shot to finish it at the end, isn't it? Maybe? Probably should have went with a kill shot. There goes the karma. But I think Worgen just got an AFK. He does roll good karma, so whatever kind of healing Miyagi might get could be maybe decent. Worgen, Actually almost went down. Actually so close to low health. Still held on to a trinket. Miyagi didn't even go for a leg sweep or anything. That was an interesting first duel. That was quite a bit of damage from Icky, as well as Chill Pills, dude. The two of them just blasting big damages in the opener here. It looks like just about everybody got to play though, huh? Just about, man. Just about. Yeah, 70% dampening though, dude. That's rough. That is actually rough. Alright, boys. Let's get another weapon running, yeah? That's a long game, dude. First game, long game. Ready again? Alrighty. If Shilpa is ready, man, or if Boom is ready, we can get some variety in here. I didn't get to play. I had to leave mid-fight. Okay. USSL, what are we at? 70, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close to 80, boys. We got to bridge that 90. First time I roll high too. Yo, let's go, dude. Dalaran, how would you feel I came back next week? Yeah, man, if you want to, Valor, you're more than welcome to, my guy. What server is the duels on? It doesn't matter what server it's on, as long as you guys are in the right region. Today, we're doing them over on the NA. Let me get the, here we go. Let me get the copy pasta for any of you guys that want to join the duels and pin it. Alrighty, we'll go again, man. We'll go again. Maybe Boom will have a group by then. Wait, I think Warground is loading. It's okay. We'll wait if we have to. Mugambala, I think we're good. I want to. Hey, man, more than welcome to. Almost, dude. Almost. So close. Maybe a different map will be a bit better. Yo, that Demonology versus Monk duel, though, dude. I don't know how that gets survived for as long as it did. The Monk mobility, as well as recovery, is disgustingly good in duels. And as a Demonology, the whole time I'm thinking like, just run in. But I know it's a bad idea too, right? Every part of my body is like, if you were to just run in, I think you might win. But whoa. No. My lord, you're gonna have to switch up the group, man. That's 3 monks. We're not gonna do that. We can't do 3 monks, dude. We can't do 3 monks, yo. We can't do 3 monks, dude. Nah. Drop a monk. And we good to go, fam. Reforming. I know 3 monks is not going to be fun to watch, boys. I know 3 monks is not going to be fun to watch. It's part of our rules, by the way. We have a rules section in the Discord for 5V5 1v1 duels. I usually go over the rules before we get into the duels, but I guess I could right now. No more than 2 of each class for each teams. You can have certain specs that are different, like Boomies and Pharaohs play so differently. You could have 2 Pharaohs, 2 Boomies, but I don't want to see 3 monks. I don't want to see 3 Retribution Paladins. I don't want to see 3 Rogues, because it's just going to be same old gameplay. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes sometimes, man. So no more of 2 of same class. There are some exceptions, but if you're not sure if those classes play completely differently, just don't do it. Like Pharaohs and Boomies, I think, play differently enough where I feel like 2 Pharaohs, 2 Boomies, yeah, I feel like that's perfectly fine if you want to do that. Or like 2 Pharaohs, 1 Boomie, that's technically 3 over Druid, but one of them plays completely differently than the other 2, so I'm okay with it. Warlocks, you guys generally are fine with a bunch of Warlocks, though. Most of you guys are okay with like Affliction, Demonology, Destra, as long as they're different specs, I guess it's fine. Rogues are pretty similar nowadays. I guess Owl is kind of different, but I don't know. Yeah, Rogues is just 2 of each. At most. Buffs can be shared. You can share the warrior buffs. You can share the paladin buffs. Oh, no paladin buffs, I guess. Yeah, well, I guess you have devotion. That's can't do much about it, really. You can share the priest buffs, mage buffs, warrior buffs. You can share the warlock hellstones. Try not to use the gateway. We usually don't like that. I feel like that sometimes can create a disbalance in a duel. But like a warrior that has no self-healing, using a hellstone just to have that chance against the retribution paladin, that's fun to watch. You know what I mean? People like that kind of stuff. Any honor talents that are barred. For sub-rogues, if you use a shadow duel, only use it on target you're dueling. Don't use it on targets you're not dueling. Rogues also trying to shadow step to other people that are not your duel target. I guess there's some... There's some... Nah, just try not to. Jukes are fun to watch. People love watching jukes. If you juke somebody out, yo, let's go, dude. That's huge. What else? Shadow Priest, Void Shift, don't do that. You have play the survivability. That's really about it. Can't stealthies be out of stealth unless you're dueling. Cats be out of druids be out of cat for Malaysia dueling, especially if you're a feral. I guess if you're a boomy, it doesn't really matter. But as a feral, you might be running an on channel that's really good for you, but also gives a buff for everybody. That's a heal buff. That's really less of a 1v1 at that point. You know what I mean? So just be out of cat for Malaysia dueling. Please how to join the duels in LG, man. I posted a pin, but if you want to watch me how I duel, if you're someone who's just trying to join some duels and you want to see exactly how to do it as a guide, hey, let's go to a player versus player tab, or LFG group, LFG tab, or LFG UI, whatever you want to call it. Group finder. Go to player versus player tab, pre-made groups, custom PvP. Find a group to join one of the groups for 5v5. Let's just type number 5, enter in the search to see if a group is available. We're doing this on NA. That means it's Alliance and Horde all available. However, if you don't see a group, and you don't see a group for 5v5 duels, that's no problem. You can make a group yourself. All you have to do is hit start group, call it something like 5v5 1v1 Duels Dalaran, something like those lines. As long as there's a number 5 in there, I think most people should be able to find you, because that's all they have to search for. It's number 5, enter. Call it something like that. List the group, get some dudes in there, get some boys in there, get your friends in there, get your guildies in there, get whoever you want to, man. And if you are struggling to get a group together, you can always advertise, hey, I got a group, NA, Alliance, we have like 2 out of 5, we need 3 more. Most people are looking for groups anyway, so they'll join you in pretty quick. Once you get a 5-man D-list, message me on chat, tag me if you need to, letting me know like, hey, I got a group. I'll add you in Real ID and I'll queue against one of the beautiful butterflies that's available to do the duels today. All right, going back in. I think my lord got everybody. 2 paladins, 2 monks, and fire mage, that's fine. 2, 2 for 3. As long as it's not 3 of a class, I'm perfectly okay with that, honestly. Perfectly okay with it. Alrighty, boys. Why do I have so many audacities open? The audacity of things. Oh. Seavark, yo. What's up, Chicago? How you doing, fam? Are we gonna do a 5v1 duel championship or broadcast here on the channel with knockouts till a good champion comes out? A 5v1 duel championship. I need to get like some big names in there, but I need to make it more official and invite a lot of people, but I haven't thought about that at all. I haven't given any thoughts, honestly. Fridays for EU, Saturdays for NA. If you guys have any questions how duels work or when are the duels or whatever, join our Discord link down below. We have all that info there. Literally all that info for you guys to read if you wanna. If you ever need access, but usually Friday for EU, Saturday for NA if you want to join. So join yesterday, man. Just go back in time in your time machine, join yesterday. Yo, EU duels were nuts yesterday too, dude. They were so good. Alrighty, boys. To Twitch. We got ourselves Chill Pills. Oh my god, swapping to him hard, difficult for some reason. Going up first versus Monkey Flip. Monkey Flip is going to be, ooh, 2, okay. A Monkey Flip's team, we got ourselves. Actually, let's watch this duel real quick. So these boys are getting in there as Monkey Flip going in for some cooldown stun, but Chippa is looking for a bit of a kite. Does have Moses Winter rolling. That's going to be the human racial used up in order to get out of that leg sweep. Not looking all that good health-wise. AMS doing only so much it can versus Zuwan, but Monkey Flip with all the physical damage and the images. That is still a lot of damage. Big Master available for Monkey Flip if he wants to go for even more dams, but the Chain of Ice is slowing down. Whenever he does not have Tiger's Lust, roll, or Dragon Kick, the Chain of Ice is actually doing quite a lot to slow down his movement. It's just completely great for kiting. Shippas does have Obliterates available back-to-back, dodging the Fist of Fury, but jumping down. Chain of Ice still massively used here in order to control the Monk whatever he can. Has an interrupt if he needs to. Monkey Flip trying to get kicked on it. And Chipple's trying to get some damage rolling. Does have Pillar of Frost available finally. Stun into Monkey Flip. He does have Diffuse Magic, so it's going to reduce quite a lot of the Frost damage for Chipple's, especially when Obliterate becomes 100% Frost damage. Karma coming out as Monkey Flip starting to get chunked out. And Chipple's looking like he's going to go for a Chain of Ice and just walk out of the Fist of Fury while he can. Still eating a lot of the Karma damage. Not looking all that good. Warlock Hellstar coming out from Phubus, but not looking good still. Needs to go for a lot of recovery. If he could somehow get away from Monkey Flip and guarantee himself like a little bit of a line of sight and a little bit of distance from the Monk, he could go for a death back. Leg sweep available, does have IBF for it. Shilpa's running out of ways to get out of those stuns. Next stun could be pretty deadly. Lichborn available, trying to create some runic power right now in order to get himself as many death calls as he can for a self-heal. The death calls are doing a little bit of healing. This is not even dampening used up right now. Battle Master Chicken getting used just to give him a little bit extra help. Monkey Flip actually doesn't have a lot of defenses. Wait, you could have been in a bad spot. Wait, I think Shilpa's might just have him. Does have himself a small heal available and does have a port if needed. And Triples has not really gone for the biggest damage just yet. He hasn't really unleashed everything completely in cap on the chill pills. Monkey Flip needs to wait until that big old leg sweep. And he'll be in a great spot, stunned by chill pills, trying to go for big damage. Huge obliterates coming out. Fist of Fury able to give himself some parry, trying to port over from chill pills, does throw in the Frostworm's Fury, but barely any health available, and chill pills just runs him down with a remorseless winter. Milord Pala gonna be up next, getting hit with a chain of ice, immediately gripped by chill pills, get himself the big death strike. Hand of freedom available for the Pala with 100 chill pills. Looks like he's gonna take a lot of damage back to back. Not much you can do with the double Templars back to back with wings. Only so much you can really do. This is where you needed a trinket or just bust, really. And Milord Pala has a lot of damage, but he doesn't know who's going up against next. That's a lot of momentum. He was really, I guess, hoping to maybe do some momentum on somebody, anybody. It looks like maybe Worgen is the guy playing. On that team, we also got ourselves Revenger as a Beastmaster Hunter with Phoebus in the back as well. Seavar going up as an Arcane Mage. Night Elf, going for the Dami build, as you can see. The way you can tell the Seavar is going for the big Dami build, he only has one shield. Only one shield. Big Arcane Missiles flying right now. Milord Pala going for Fleshcraft. It is giving him some shielding. And Seavark is able to get himself a big old touch of the magic available. Trying to go for the arcane damage, but looks like Milord Pala is going to take the touch of the magic with himself just for free. For the big arcane barrage, touch of the magic does do a little bit of damage though. But Milord Pala has enough recovery to survive this for a little bit longer. Trying to maximize his damage from the, or for his shielding from the Fleshcraft. That's actually a pretty nice amount of shields. Seavark will not have the triple shield in order to keep himself alive, but is sacrificing a lot of defensive value for potential damage. The only time Seavark is going to have trouble with Milord Pala is whenever Hand of Freedom is up, and he can't really do much against the Hand of Freedom. Is building up the damage for them. Arcane Missiles, trying to make a big barrage happen here at a later time. Maybe combined together with big cooldowns. Strickets out of that stun into a poly onto Milord Pala. Actually blinks right past him, and Polymorphs him after. Could have turned around and hit him with the damage. Big rune of power available. Seavark trying to go for Arcane Blast. Maybe barrage after. Quite a bit of damage. Not the biggest crit though. I don't think he crit so far. I think once he crits, it's going to be quite big. On that team, we also got Worgen. On the other team, Milord Pala, we got ourselves. Literally got him Cancer. Cancer X. What is that, dude? What is that? Milord Pala's like, yo, I'm inviting a friend real quick. Dude, come on. People already hate paladins as is. In PvP, at least. People already have not a lot of fun playing against paladins in PvP. That guy's just not making it any better, I think. Big touch of the magic gonna set up for Seavar. Could be lots of damage, maybe. This could be huge damage right now. It's gonna go for maybe barrage at the end of it. Milord Pala does survive the damage. Touch of magic does slam down on him after he gets a massive heal. Seavar taking lots of damage here, and it's going to be a temporal, but maybe not enough. Warlock Hellstone getting used from Phoebus. Does go for looks like a Battle Master Trinket, just to give himself a little bit extra health to work with. And maybe that temporal did get himself a lot of healing. More healing than I expected. Fleshcraft available from Milord Pala. Since he can't really move, he might as well go for a Fleshcraft. Give himself a little bit of a shield. The earlier he could use it, the better. They are making Fleshcraft so much better next patch, by the way, dude. This is going to be nutty. People can use that as a defensive when you're getting blasted. But I think getting interrupting Fleshcraft is going to be a lot more valuable then. Is going to go for a Consecration, standing right on top of Seavark. Hodge available. And does some of the Vanquish's Hammer. Should be able to get a pretty good combo onto Seavark. All the time available for the Arcane Mage, trying to go for a poly onto Milord Pala while Hand of Freedom is up. So you can have all the control, all the slows, all the CC as best as possible. Is going to pre-slow him right now as Milord Pala is going to mosey over to the pillar. Missiles are flying. Touch of the magic is going to slam down. Didn't give the biggest damage there. Maybe see if I can change up the build that he's playing. Maybe he's not playing the Arcane Barrage Legendary. So maybe he's doing something different. It could be. Milord Pala trying to get some aggressive pressure going. Big barrage, actually. Never mind. The barrage is a thing. I think it crit there. If only the barrage crit during touch of the magic, that'd be some damage. More missiles available for Seavar, stacking up more damage. Milord Pala, every time he does not have Hand of Freedom. He's just a sitting dog for Seavar just to play around with every single time. Does still maintain the shields for now, as we are getting to 10% dampening. That's yet another shield event from Milord Pala. But during Fleshcraft shield events, he actually has so many absorbs. Not common for a paladin to have that many, but also he is playing a very uncommon build for the Covenant. See if I try to go for a poly before Milord Pala gets behind the pillar. Does he have a big touch to the Magi? He has a full setup. He actually could do a lot of damage to Arcane Barrage. Arcane Blast, big damage maybe. Milord Pala does get to half his health, but does go for a master recovery for now. Shifting power available for Seaver, going for more cooldown reduction while he gets it. Hodge onto the mage. It looks like it's going to be lots of damage from Lord Pala. Vanquish Hammer getting used. So that's going to be maybe a proc that I don't think actually was able to utilize. Seaver does still have plenty of mobility while he doesn't have the shielding. At least he has the ability to deal with the damage output with Lord Pala. At least he can kite him around for now. As we're getting close to that 7:30 minutes, almost 8 minutes, 16% dampener, boys. That's going to be Seavark bailing away from him, still continuing to stay mobile. Hand of freedom of for Lord Pala. Needs to land a Palmer if possible. Does he get a kick out of him? He does get a kick out of Lord Pala. So it's going to be finally CC trinkets out of it. Big damage. Big setup there from Lord Pala with the Necro Lord Pala. And I don't know if that ability is going to get that much better in the future, but it might be okay. Doesn't interrupt the Fleshcraft, actually. It's going to be a flash of lights to at least go for a little bit of heals, while Seavark doesn't really have himself the most amount of health from a distance. Any kind of judgments or even Hammer of the Righteous are just going to do so much damage. The final verdict does connect with that Hand of Freedom. Seavark trying to go for even more cooldown reduction. Does get interrupt onto Lord Pala. Might actually have him kind of lowish. Needs to get Lord Pala low enough where he can go for big bursts. RK Barrage doing a bit of damage, but Seavark finds himself super low on health. Yeah, it's really difficult fighting a Paladin who just has so much healing. And the Necrolord just gives him just extra. Finds him with a Belv as he tried to go for an Invis there. Going to be images available. Check it for Seavark available right now. Temporal, in case his health drops low, does eat a couple final verdicts back to back. Getting quite a bit of health from there too. Barrage trying to do some damage, but Seavark is just caught in a really bad spot. Not a lot of mobility available. Has to go for an Ice Block. He saved this Ice Block until the last second. Didn't get a bubble out of Lord Pala just yet. But also this map is just super unfortunate. Just the line of sight that it has. And it's kind of difficult to really get the big value. For Seavark, he just needs some kind of massive, like astronomically big damage in order to force big cooldowns on Lord Pala. Trying to make Arcade Blast happen back to back. Hodge by Lord Pala. And Touch of Magic is going to do a bit of damage, but Lord Pala does not drop below 50% health ever, it feels like. Just the amount of healing he has. Without even running the tank Lego is actually huge. I guess the Word of Glory is why his running at the beginning of the game before any kind of dampening. That's just probably what's giving him the most amount of value. Or maybe somebody with a Flash Scaff. He does have every 30 seconds that shield whenever he drops to 50% health. So that's a lot of absorbs. Maybe that's just enough to deal with the bursty but not consistent damage of an Arcane Mage here. That's going to be Seavark's pod, get a proc here. Not much you can really do in this situation. Not much you can really do at the moment. Lord Pala taking him out. Worgen charging in right next. As we are getting close to that 30% dampening now, it is going to be harder for Lord Pala to really get a lot of the healing rolling. Lord Pala trying to make as much damage happen. Worgen does still have the line of sight of Lord Pala. Gets Resonant Arrow debuff, stayed with him for a little bit longer. Trying to make the Fleshcraft through the damage work. Actual Fleshcraft in the next match would be so much stronger when you're using it through the damage. Actually would be massive. Medic bed is available for Worgen. It's just going to go for a bit of Kite Spree with Milord. Unless he goes in for a Harpoon on one of the casts of heals. Turn evil onto the pet is going to fear the pet away. Milord doesn't really have too much mana. Just continue sitting and just piling up this flash heals back to back just yet. But he's trying to make some damage happen with Worgen. Going for the net, actually. The net, huh? The net is interesting. It's a root, but also like 80% chance to miss attacks. So it's interesting. Milord Pala trying to slam down big damage to Worgen. Does force a turtle. No trick available for Worgen. From Lord Pala is going to go for the fear onto the pet immediately. As it's going to be an intro about Worgen, trying to create some space between the two. Resonant Arrow is going to allow him a bit of damage. Lord Pala better run out a Resonant Arrow ASAP. But looks like he's just chasing after Worgen. That's all he's focused on. And for Worgen, it's going to be another opportunity to get even more line of sight. Trying to decide what he wants to stay by the pillar. Looks like he decided to overlap a bunch of traps onto Lord Pala with the Tar Trap. With the Steel Trap, just trying to keep him in place for a bit. Hodge coming in for Lord Pala. Is that going to be big damage? Needs a big proc to Worgen. Does get a pretty decent proc. Final verdict comes down at the very end. Actually, just has to wait up until everything lines up without a trinket into a Hodge. And it's had to go for as much damage as possible. Phubus playing the Night Fae. Should have a bit of mobility, but that's still a lot of potential damage from Lord Pala, though. Just continue to slam the wings damage onto Phubus, forcing just about every defensive. There goes literally every defensive onto Lord Pala. Blessing of Protection, not going to stop the Tyrant, but does actually walk up to interrupt the Tyrant directly. Damn. Super unforged there, boys. Super unforged there. Flashcraft available for my Lord Pala, but he's going to get stunned as well as interrupted. Because it does interrupt you. Does get a Hodge for Fuba. Is going to be the Void of Rachel trying to walk Paladin away to another side of the arena. Or at least the other side of the entrance. Of that side of the arena. Going to be a full stun on all the pets. And Fubus goes in for a full port as a Curse of Exhaustion just slowing him down. Giving Fubus that precious time to at least regain some health and at least create some distance. Mortal Coil getting set down pretty early on. Drake gets out of it. The pet is feared. Actually, my lord does not have to worry too much about CC. But with Fubus having that crazy amount of mobility, the Warlock port just give him that so much distance away from my Lord Pala. Just creates enough of a distance to deal with him. Actually reflected the hammer back at himself. Do you see how that thing just rubber band back to him? Just like boomerang back at himself. I didn't know that the hammer could actually do that. The Vanquish's hammer. My Lord Pala trying to make some damage happen on Fubus, but looks like he's going to bail out. 49% dampener. Not much you can really do at the moment, boys. Not much you can really do at the moment behind this late into the duel. I don't really know what Fubus can really do here at this point. I really don't know. It looks like he's just kind of trying to see if he can maybe CC Pala. Mortal Coils are available, but he's not getting a lot of heals. I feel like you should line up another Tyrant setup. And now that your pet is CC'd, a lot of the pet damage is kind of gone too. Super unfortunate. Left alone without a pet, with a Paladin able to get the big damage in. And it's going to be a seed pod. My Lord Pala should have no problem taking it out. Revendare is going to be up next as the final person off team 2. It looks like my Lord Pala is just dominating. Has my Lord Pala been the... No, there was a monk that went before my Lord Pala, right? Yeah, it was the monk and the DK. Chill pills. And from that, since then, it's been my Lord Pala just live Lord McGee over here. The thing is, he's also not playing the tank legendary, right? You have to give him some credit. I know it's a Paladin, all you guys hate Paladins. But he's a... Like, Bubble, maybe... Oh, no! Revendare! Taking out my lord. When did he bubble? Looks like the Empathy caught up with him. Well, there it is. Revendare actually taking one out. And maybe Revendare, this way he makes a comeback for his team. Iki going to be up next. Playing now that Arcane, actually. Triple shield available. Is going to get stunned up by all the pets. Trinkets out of it. Nova on the pets. As traps are getting set up for him. Could always shimmer past the traps. I think he's trying to juke out Revendare, trying to figure out which way he's going to go. He's going to go for that Invis. With Arcane Power trying to make a touch of the magic happen. Big Arcane missiles. Does he have enough damage to really make something work here? Big Arcane Blast coming out as instacast. As it's going to be survival of the fittest for Revendare. Dropping down Resonant Arrow. As Aki does have Ultra Time. As long as Ultra Time does not get perched, he's going to get a lot of self heals actually. And he's got a decent amount of self heals. Because this healing does reset his health. It doesn't actually heal him. So therefore, I think it should have no reflection on dampening by any sense. Polly one of the pets as Ika taking a bit of damage. Both Revendare and Ika not really at the best health that they can be. Both of them still, actually only one of them still has immunity. Actually, none of them have immunity anymore. As Ika is going to get some recovery from the ice block. Both of the Triceratops. Triceratops? What is the plural for Triceratops? Triceratopses? Triceratops? I really wouldn't know. Both rampaging next to him. Iki does get away from him for a second. Not a lot of health available, really. Revendare has his pet completely CC'd, so I think he's just waiting out with him. Actually, also, he was rooted. He does need to send the pets over at Iki because he's going to get some food recovery ASAP. So if you're careful enough, if you're fast enough, you will not let Iki recover too much. Actually, Revendare hops on a camo instead. So he's like, you know what? If you're going to go for a reset yourself, I too will go for a bit of a reset. And it looks like both of them are going to get a bit of reset. Looks like the mage food is better than camo though. Looks like the healing that gives is a little bit better than camo. It can pick it up the eyes, does have the shields. Shields are going to be a lot smaller with 67% dampener. They're just going to get burnt through pretty quickly just through autos. Resonant Arrow comes down. Iki does have all the time. As long as that doesn't get perched, he'll be in a really good spot. Otherwise, he could be in a bad spot. Does try to get some damage onto Revendare. Does root the pets for a second. Only one pet is rooted though. The other pet breaks out of it immediately. And Iki does have himself temporal with images left in the bag. The pet almost turns to the images. And Iki needs to get himself some recovery, but as long as the pets are there, just disrupting his ability to eat, he'll be alright. Actually, the freezing trap comes in. Still invis, I think. Trinkets out of it. Botting shot. Actually cannot get much out of there. He can't really get out of there at all now. Oh no, Revendare has plenty of damage on him. Stun coming out. It should be able to get a couple kill shots. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Who's up next? We got us as Miyagi, and we got us as the last Pally Cancer. Is up next. 73% dampening, 17 minutes into this duel, boys. Is it the Pal or is it the Monk? I mean, for Revendale, it's a perfect opportunity to heal up as much as possible. If he has mage food from Seavark, this is a perfect opportunity to actually get some food from Seavark. Cancer is going to be up next, though. The Paladin will not have much healing. However, he will have lots of damage and immunities. So Revendale needs to do as much damage from as far away as he can. Never let Cancer touch him at all. Unless you could turtle shell it. Hodge coming down, has a trinket for it. Does he have any way to get away? Does drop a freezing trap, going to be a trinket immediately for Cancer. Throwing down the hammers. Resonant Air comes down. If he can get the big hits, if he only could have gotten the big hits before the bubble came in. Does have survival of the fittest. Wait, he actually might have it here. Mobility, beating Cancer so far. Stunning him, no trinket available. Just uses immunity. He might actually be able to take down the Paladin. Does get the kill shot with the Monk Miyagi death upcoming next. The last one on the team. Try to see if we can charge up to Revendale. All the pets have been activated. Freezing trap on a massive red angry Zoan. And Revendale try to see if he can walk over from Miyagi. Does hit him with a root. Try to port while bound, but can break the binding shot for the time being, it looks like. As Revendale trying to make as much damage happen on Miyagi. Is he going to be able to catch up? Disengage? Does Miyagi have any mobility? He has. Revendale so close to low health, but the Void Elf Rachel comes out. Miyagi needs to go for healing or for a karma at some point. He probably will have to go for a karma. Revendale actually walks next to the mirror where all the pets are up. It looks like Miyagi does take him out. Actually, so close. The Hunter almost had a big comeback just now. Almost had a big comeback. But that was Milord Palo mostly just decimating the team, bullying him around. What can you really do, boys? Monks counter or melee? Monks are pretty tough, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Monks are pretty tough. Alrighty, boys. Let's get another opponent in Chicago. Okay. Let's do it. I'm down. I'm down, my guy. I'm down. Alright, who wants to fight against Chicago, boys? Milord or Night King? Which one of you guys get to play? Because everybody actually on that team got to play, didn't they? I feel like Night King's team, like, Monk barely gets to play at the very end, though. Monk, every other melee in the game except arms and threes. Yeah, Monks are really good right now. And even for duels, they're really good. Because, you know, the game is a little different when it comes to duels. Do we really have 79? Damn, we didn't even reach 80 with US. Actually, no, we did reach 80 with US at some point. We should have, right? Or did we not? Crazy. Yeah, 1-on-1 max out match over a minute. They are really strong. The mobility is huge. The self-survivability is also pretty big. I'm up for a challenge. I'm a EU Horde 1 new Monk. Just need a little more gear. Sounds good, Naya. Be back here Friday, man. Arms and enhancement are better than Monk 3s? Really? Enhancement, I know, got pretty big burst and great, like, support. I know they're not super strong by themselves, but they have mad damage, though. Mad damage. If you got a healer that, you know, is going to heal you. Side play PvP, Bear Druid, full versatility, no melee class can kill me. Bro. Are you playing RBGs, Lucky? Because you should, man. Their Bear Druids are really good at holding flags right now. They can camp flags pretty well, man. Turbo is the best comp in the game right now? Really? Nutty. I mean, Warriors are really good, and Handsome Shamans are really not bad. And I guess if you pair them with a really good healer, you'll be in a good spot. Huh. Sitting in the palace that can bob karma? Rogues eat monks too. I feel like if a rogue gets a nice reset on a monk, big bursts of cooldowns are huge, but if a monk does not let the rogue catch a reset, monk wins. I feel like monk is a little better than a rogue though. I guess it all depends on the situation, the player's skill level, and the situation, right? In an arena where a rogue is probably not going to catch a reset ever if the team plays properly, I think monk beats him. But in a 1v1, I feel like the monk has a slight leg up on the rogue, but depending on the arena, depending on how they play mostly, right? Alrighty, Milord said he's ready, so let's get Milord and Chicago in here next, man. Milord and Chicago. I'm trying to get as many duels as I can on NA, boys. We gotta catch up to EU, man. We only have not even 80 duels recorded. Well, some of them are doubles, but not even 80, at least on my recording. So we gotta catch up because EU is already at a 90 mark, boys. So we gotta beat them at some point, man. But also, I noticed NA has really long duels. You know what I mean? Really long duels. Oh no. Alrighty, boys. Let's get it up and running. Switch. We got ourselves Team 2 with some new players. We got Chicago coming back in as more of that Elemental Sky Fury totem getting used here. And grounding? No grounding? No grounding, apparently. We got ourselves Dior as a Retribution Paladin with also Sivart with Frost. Interesting. I'm actually very interested to see what this is going to look like. We got ourselves Demonic Rogue trying out that Assassination as well as Byron's on a Balanced Druid Incarnation Carrion versus the other team. We got us a Scotty on that team. We got us as Milord Paladin. We got us as Monkey Flip with AK as a Fire Mage and Miyagi Death. I do like the way this guy looks, dude. The Mog, the Sinstone, the Orbs, the hat. Like, it actually looks so good. Actually looks so chill. Chicago versus Milord Paladin off the bat. The Necrolords, dude. The Battle of the Necrolords from the start. Or rather, Battle of the Healers, let's be honest here. Literally Battle of the Healers, because Chicago can heal so much and so can Milord Paladin. Although Paladin with the Necrolord Covenant is an interesting choice. Milord Paladin is lagging all over the place, dude. I don't even know if I'll be able to keep track of him. Wait, maybe stabilize here. Popping off cooldowns right now. Gonna be a wall for Chicago as they're setting up a Stormkeeper. Does have the Earth Elemental available. Setting up some big zaps potentially with a Sky Fury. Gonna be quite a bit of damage to Milord, but he's going for self-heals immediately. Not even going to take out the Sky Fury. At least it looked like he didn't go to take out Sky Fury off the bat. Capacitor coming down, eliminating the totems. He's just going to be attacking totems all day. Hex coming out onto Milord Paladin. Does not have a trinket anymore. That's going to be Chicago still trying to set up for a bit of damage. Lightning Lasso actually got himself a bit of a crit. Milord Paladin is going to have that Necrolord shield come in as I drop it to about half his health. And Chicago is looking to maybe create some distance stun from afar with the Earth Elemental. Trying to go for a big Decimating Bolt with a Lava Burst. I think the Decimating Bolt needs to come in before the Lava Burst for the damage. But he does have himself a big meaty bunch of meatballs available if he does get a proc for them. If he does go for the proc of meatballs, getting a Flame Shock, Frost Shock into Milord Paladin, able to get a bunch of meatballs, not the biggest proc ever. Does get interrupted on fire, however. So should be able to catch up on a bit of heals right now. Milord Paladin activating a trinket, going to be Sky Fury with a pet available. Light the Lasso could go for a Meteor. Meteor comes down. Milord Paladin still keeps getting that Necrolord shield. I think it's like a 30-second DR. Or 30-second cooldown. Drop it kind of low actually for a second. Hodge on Chicago. Does not have a way out of the Hodge. Does go grounding actually. Did swap out to grounding in the last second. By the looks of it. And Milord Paladin is going to be able to flash gap. But that's going to be Chicago with that interrupt. Milord will be able to go for Flash of Lights. But Shield of Vengeance had to come in as Chicago was able to get a pretty big hit. Hex coming out onto Milord Paladin. At least prevented him from being able to heal himself. Milord Paladin does auto attack these totems as a frog. By the looks of it. Maybe? No, or maybe not. Maybe the totem just timed out. I thought you could maybe just auto attack as a frog, like with your tongue or something. Chicago popping in wall has a pretty big setup here. Big Sky Fury available. Milord Paladin is going to hit with a Lightning Lasso. Does Sky Fury benefit? It only if the lasso itself crits. Then Sky Fury will get the extra benefit of the lasso. Milord Paladin is going to let the Sky Fury stay there until Chicago walks near it. He's just going to mosey over, tag it real quick, Stage Strike, and take it out ASAP. Another Hex by Chicago. What are the cooldowns looking like? Chicago actually has a trinket backup. Wall not available for a while. And Milord Paladin still has every defensive available. So that's going to be maybe a necessity for Chicago to line up a really nice, beefy setup onto Milord Paladin in order to maybe burn through his defensive very quickly. But Milord Paladin, every time he goes to 50% health, he always has that shield from the Necrolord Covenant. I think it's the Emily or Marileth. It gives him like a slime that shields him, that coats him. Going to be wings available for the Paladin. Chicago trying to see if he creates some distance. Trying to go for a cast. Does juke out a kick from Paladin. That's going to be a freebie Hex unless he maybe can bubble it. I'm pretty sure he can bubble a Hex if he wants to. But he's feeling pretty good so far. He has wings available. Actually, no, wings are down. Sky Fury getting eliminated immediately. So Chicago won't be able to go for a big setup. Does get a knockback on the Paladin at the very least. It looks like Milord Paladin is actually getting some damage on Chicago. Lasso to separate the two for now. And it's really going to be a waiting game for Milord Paladin to try to wait until the next set of wings. Or for Chicago to get another setup. Try to get a Stormkeeper running. Actually, trying not to go for Stormkeeper, not to get interrupted. I guess what they're trying to do. Sky Fury available very, very soon too, so could go for a setup. Got himself a healing surge, interrupted on the Hex, actually able to get all the casts off. Milord Paladin does have some damage, is putting in pressure with a Hodge. Should be able to get himself a nice proc with a Final Verdict and Divine. That's going to be a shield available for Chicago right after, trying to at least get some casts in front of Milord Paladin's face. Does get to interrupt the Fleshcraft indirectly with that Hex. Get him the smallest shield possible. Has pretty big Lava Burst available, big zaps maybe. Drop a Sky Fury totem down. Looks like they did drop a Sky Fury totem. Milord Pala does eliminate it pretty quickly though. Actually, wait, now he does. The lasso could have actually been big damage. Does go for a trinket out of the lasso either way though. Elixir Chicago finds himself at about lowish health. Hodge by Milord Pala as he goes in for a hammer throw. Trying to make the procs happen for him. Lava Burst available for Chicago, trying to make some damage happen. Looks like maybe able to crack through the tough exterior that is Milord Pala. The Shield of Vengeance does come back online. We do hit the 5-minute mark. Dampening is going to be rolling in at this point, boys. Chicago goes in for a Hex. I think it's just trying to wait out until Chicago can get a decent setup. I don't know how he's just sliding around, but he's actually doing a bit of damage. Wait. If you had a Primordial Bolt out there with a big Lava Burst setup, you could do so much. Did not have the Primordial. Milord Pala does get the wings back online. Is he going to go for a more defensive or offensive play? Takes down Sky Fury Totem pretty quickly. And Chicago does have a wall available. Look at them just standing still. What is this animation log? That looks so good. Why does it look so good? Literally sliding around. I've never seen it before. Trying to go for Lava Burst to have a setup. A big setup, couple lava bursts in there, couple lava bursts they go through. Hodge by Milord Pala. And both of them are hovering at about lowish health. Milord Pala does get wings though. No way out of that last one. Chicago is still gonna scoot out of there. What is this, dude? Even Rapture Form is broken. It's like he's permanently stuck casting lava bursts. That's what it looks like. It's like he's permanently stuck casting lava bursts. He's literally sliding around. I've never seen it. Okay, will Chicago's new moves help him out with this duel or not really? I literally can't tell if he's casting lava burst at all anymore. He literally just has his hands up in the air, lava forming in front of him. Big lasso though, getting Milord Pala kind of low, but looks like Shield of Vengeance is going to let him stabilize for the time being. I keep swapping the wrong person. I'm so sorry. Sliding Rapture, sliding tonight too. Does not have a wall, does burn the Earth Elemental for the wall though. Fleshcraft right after, gonna be an intro by Milord Pala, gonna allow Chicago to catch up on a lot of the healing and get the Hex into Milord Pala. He finds himself kind of low in health. If Chicago goes for a nice setup, this could be really good for him. Big Zaps does get a bubble at like 1% health. He literally got a bubble at 1 health. So wait it out. If only Chicago just did slightly more damage there, that would have been over because he got double the Zaps in. Sky Fury comes down. Big lasso doing quite a bit of damage actually. Primordial Bolt activated. Chicago could go for a big setup right now. Could go for a massive setup right now. Next Lava Burst could be huge. Gonna interrupt Milord Pala, knocking him out. Lava Burst getting set up with a stun from Earth Elemental. Bunch of Lava Bursts coming out. Second set of Lava Bursts are after. He's gonna get himself at least try to go for a Hex. Milord Pala did not go interrupting it at all. Wall available for Chicago for the time being. Still sliding around as far as I can see. Is getting lava bursts in there back to back. Actually doing so much damage to Milord Pala. Got him again at 1 health. And a Word of Glory tops himself off. Actually just incredible amount of healing from this guy. Actually incredible. Actually just caught at 1 health and just recovers. How does that happen? There's going to be a big Stormkeeper available for Chicago. Gets a Hex under Milord Pala. Needs to recover a little bit of health before he goes for damies. As Milord Pala is going to just hang out with the Shield of Vengeance. Is going to set up the pet. The pet can actually absorb a lot of the Shield of Vengeance damage too. Chicago is going to need to go for another setup. He was so close to get him down, dude. So close. So close. Word of Glory is just so much. He did have wings though too, so to be fair, it was wings and Word of Glory. So wings do increase the healing you do as well as the damage you do as a paladin. Hex by Chicago. Is Milord actually looking for a bit of line of sight? Might actually go for a bit of a reset. Dude, how many absorptions he's had? He's had that Necrolord shield, the slime shield, so many times now. He's had Fleshcraft for quite a bit, unless he gets interrupted or Hex on it. And Shield of Vengeance, I think he actually just has so much survivability as a Necrolord, it's not even funny. And with the Fleshcraft, it's going to have a 20% DR? Boy, that's going to be interesting, man. Getting that shield up and running is going to be quicker, too, if you're trying to get a full shield. Using it to DR damage is going to be huge, too. 20%, I mean, that's massive. Chicago taking a bit of damage actually themselves. Milord Pala doing all this without wings. It's going to interrupt them with Fleshcraft. Letting the Hex go through. Not much you can really do about that. We are at the 9-minute mark with these two. The first ones on each team. fighting one another. Flash Skype getting interrupted yet again with a lasso to follow right after for Chicago. Looking for a knockback for Miller Pala away from the pillar. Shield of Vengeance is going to back up with wings available yet again. Could go for a lot of recovery, or rather, a lot of damage. Hodge and down Chicago does pre-wall that Hodge, but looks of it. Trying to land another Hex onto Miller Pala. Looks like the Hex does not go through. Looks like the Hex actually does not go through. Did you maybe stop the... Didn't cast it? Should potentially have a big lava burst here. Skyfear Totem coming down. Do they have a big lava burst? Massive Earthshock. Maybe Meatballs coming out. Stormkeeper trying to make a play. Does he get a big Stormkeeper? Does get it set up. Lava burst go through. Does not get the proc. Looks like he used it a lot earlier. Maybe with an Earthshock. So he has a lot of potential damage in his hands. Light the lasso off. This is getting below power super low. Zaps available right after. Hodge does come in. If only had a grounding totem for the Hodge. Milord Pala is able to catch up a little bit of health. 31% damper. It looks like Chicago's zaps from the Stormkeeper are not going to get any kind of value. Still sliding around, dude. Scooting. He's still scooting, tooting. Scooting, tooting, Draenei Shaman right here. Get interrupted on fire. Still able to go for a Hex, though. I'm actually going to break his own Hex with a Lightning Bolt, too. Skyfury available. Primordial Lasso could be pretty big. Milord Pala does check it out of it. Big Lava Burst come out. Did not have the Skyfury to beef up that damage, which is super unfortunate. Hodge onto Chicago does have a knockback for Milord Pala. So we kind of just waiting until high dampen, I think, or until Milord Pala gets another set of wings. Because Chicago's been able to survive him, and Milord Pala has been able to survive whatever Chicago throwing at him. I mean, literally at 1 health. And then either gets himself to half health or a bubble. I mean, that's just insane. Bubble is back up. That's how long this duel has been going on. The Paladin versus Shaman duel. Bubble is back up. So it's been here for quite a while, huh? Man. Shield of Vengeance available for Milord Pala. Lightning Lasso from a distance. That Shield of Vengeance is not really that good. At 38% dampener at this point. Although the Slime Shield, I think, is still pretty consistently good. I think that does not get reduced by DRs at all. Or like... not DRs, but rather dampening. I think the Slime Shield does not get reduced by dampening. I think it's about the same. Maybe it's a little smaller, but it looks pretty sizable. I mean, it's a pretty decent shield. I'm just surprised that that's how much shielding you still get even at that high dampening. So that's why I think it's not reduced at all. Chicago has a Fire Elemental. Big Skyfury available. Light the Lasso onto Milord Pala. Do they have any damage setups right after? Any big damage to follow up after this? Anything available at all? Lava Burst? It didn't look like he went for Primordial. Big Earthshock does come out. Trinket for Chicago with that wall available. Knocking Lord Pala back into a Hex. Could bubble it if he wants to. I mean, Chicago was kind of lowish on health. Primordial Bolt set up. Could be maybe lots of damage to Milord Pala. Lava Burst do go flying. Not the most amount of Lava Burst. He gets another Primordial Bolt with another Lava Burst proc set up. Is that going to be a lot of a Flesh Cap while he's moving? While he's scooting? Straight up looks hilarious, dude. Lightning Lasso actually doing quite a bit of damage. That shield, that Slime Shield does absorb quite a bit of that damage. That's going to be lots and lots of Lava Bursts available for Chicago there. But Milord Pala does survive it. Shield of Vengeance was up for it. As a chicken back up, bubble available, wings coming up in about a minute or so. And Chicago does have Skyfury Totem if you can go, or does have Stormkeeper set up if he wants to. Skyfury Totem does get dropped down maybe a little too early. And Milord Pala does end up taking out. The Earth Elemental does give that wall damage reduction. As it looks like the two have gotten reset. Dude, that's what I'm saying, man. We can't get to 90 duels on NA because you guys are going for such long duels. You guys just don't want to live or die. You guys just don't want to die. You want to live forever. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Hodge Chicago, Milord Pala. Is it going to get a setup? Without wings, I don't think you can do much at this point. 50% dampener though. So at this point, somebody has to go. Milord Pala does have massive immunity with bubble. Gonna be maybe big damage available for Chicago. Bubble available right here. Is it gonna go for the Hail in Mary? I guess he'd use the bubble just to at least reduce the damage of Chicago's burst to 0. Does activate Flesh Scarf in order to give himself a little bit extra buffer of health. Does get interrupted on Holy though. I think he's looking for a Hammer of Justice on Chicago. Does have wings available right here. Chicago does have Primordial Bolt set up. That's going to be a last trinket out of Milord Pala. Hodge on to Chicago. Does have a wall for this. The Earth Shield still continuing to heal whatever it can. Primordial Bolt set up. Shield of Vengeance is available. Could go maybe for a big setup. Capacitor coming down. Does it take it out? Hex onto Milord Pala. Chicago should be able to maybe get himself a little bit of recovery. Just a couple cast worth of heals. And maybe go for a damage. is going to activate the Spirit Walker's Grace to give himself the ability to move while casting, try to get some damage back to Milord Pala. Does he have a setup? Flesh Cap try to come out, but finally, the last verdict with a Divine Storm takes him out at the very, very end. That was a long duel between the two. It actually got pretty close a couple times too. Byron's is going to be up next as a Worgen Boomy, actually. Worgen Boomy just going for a couple rats around the corner. Thorns available as he's pushing up to Milord Pala. I guess expecting for the Paladin to attack to the Thorns. If he can catch up. Stun onto Milord Pala, trying to go for some damage here. Kyrian activated. It's going to trick it out of it. Big Star Surges. I think the dots and the beam from the sky might do it. Just needs one more Star Surge to finish him off. Milord Pala had barely any health, and down he goes. It looks like just the stars themselves aligned, and Byron's was able to take him out that quickly. Also, looking at Chicago, he doesn't give up trying to get the lava burst off, dude. He's still casting a lava burst. Probably the best bug I've ever seen. Monkey Flip looks like he's going to be up next versus Byron's. He has no idea where the Boomy is at. Going to have to wait out until he pops out. Entangle Roots in the opener. Monkey Flip actually went for a bow while rooted. What a nice guy. Remember, he thinks he can beat Byron's. The Boomy, maybe he's like, you know what? It's just a Boomy. How bad could it be? Could it be Fool Zoen images with a Karma? Immediately no, but her Byron's going to take a lot of damage. Zoen is just going to increase all the damage with that Karma. Byron's out popping a bear form. Bardi's not available. Should be able to get himself quite a bit of a heal, but it's 65% dampening. Only so much you can do. Just summon to Monkey Flip. Bash to follow. Could maybe go for a Cyclone. No trick available for Monkey Flip, actually. Byron's trying to recover some health, but that Zoen is not going to let you go anyway. I think you're just dead to Zoen. I think you're literally dead to Zoen. Oh my god. Dior up next. Monkey Flip has nothing left. He committed everything into the Boomy. But at this high dampening, it's 67% dampener, like so much you could do. Dior just taking him out real quickly. Not even giving an opportunity, man. Miyagi Death going to be up next. Dropping down the mirror down for the monks. But looks like the Blessing of Protection stops anything he can do to Dior. Can't even go for a Karma. Try to go for Fortifying Brew. Just try to see if he can get away from Dior. Has a Karma if necessary. Dora Shadows trying to create some position away from him. That's going to be some monks joining the fight. The monks of the Lost Order or whatever it is. I actually need to look more into the mirror. The monk mirror ability. Going to be a bop onto Dior. It looks like the bubble isn't available just yet. Miyagi with barely any health barely survives it. Who's up next? Is it going to be Seavark? Looks like it is going to be maybe Seavark. As a Frost Mage, barely got to play really this round, did he? Miyagi trying to get himself as much recovery as he can. The Mage Foot by Iki is going to sit down. He actually could pick up Mage Foot if he wanted to. Mage Foot is allowed. You can't grab Mage Foot if you need to re-heal. We do allow it for the 5V5 1v1 duels. Damn, this is such a long duel though. It looks like Seavark is just not willing to push in there. He's just going to wait out, dude. He might even just Blizzard around the corner onto Miyagi. But yeah, there's really no point in pushing up as a fire as a Frost Mage in there, or really as a mage at this point with 75% dampener. I think the best thing you could do right now is to try to see if you could take up Miyagi without using a lot of defensives or offensives. So then you have everything for the next guy. Going to be a Frozen Orb and a Blizzard dropping down onto Miyagi. Let's see if Rick is going to drop a bunch of Comet Storm around the corner. Does get a little bit of damage in there, but not the most. Blizzard does stop Miyagi in place for a second. Is just trying to see if he can maybe reposition. That's going to be Ice Nova. Ray of Frost slow him down quite a bit. Lots of damage. Dwarf Shadow is trying to come out. Does get interrupted. And a Blizzard around the corner. If that Blizzard is even tagging him, that's going to be pretty bad for his health. Looks like he's right out of it, but does have to walk back into the Blizzard at the last second. Trying to recover as much as he can. 79% dampener though, boys. You really can't do much about that. Can he? Gonna be a Dragon Kick by Miyagi. Shit power coming out for Seavark. He doesn't have a Haze Buff. Trying to see if he can bail out of there. Yeah, Seavark is just trying to play this super carefully. Trying not to commit too much damage to Miyagi. Does get nice procs of the icy fingers, dude. If he can go for big shatters with the Frostballs, that'll be huge for him. Does get the back-to-back roots while Blizzard is active. Trying to go for Frostballs. It's going to be a Karma. Let's see if does he go for an Ice Block here? I think maybe go Ice Block early. Trinkets out of it. That is a lot of cooldowns committed already. And that's going to be all the time to hopefully get himself a lot of health back. It does get a lot of health back. If we can just get any kind of procs, he'll be in a good spot. Nova, trying to see if he can maybe set up for a Frostbolt. And Miyagi just trying to see if he can live. Door of Shadows trying to reposition just a little bit. Does get frozen. That's going to be a Blizzard around the pillar. And he is going to reposition immediately as soon as the blizzard comes down. Yeah, Seaver just needs like Fingers of Frost and just go for a couple Ice Lances. But he is, the more damage he takes from Miyagi, the worse it's going to be for him in the next duel. Still holding on to the Ice Block. No more Trinket, we're just going to set him behind a little. Miyagi dropping down the mirror for those monks to join in. And the monks actually trying to heal him as much as they can. That's going to be pretty big damage. Seavark should be able to get a big Shatter Zone to Miyagi. Does get the Lance to go through. As Aki comes up next as a Fire Mage trying to get in there. Fire Blast Pyros. And this is where if Seavark has a heal with an Ice Block, this is where he's actually going to have an advantage. He can try to see if maybe you can port over to Seavark. Just try to hit him with whatever instance he can. Whatever damage you do is kind of going to be the final damage, except for maybe Icky. Unless you have Alter Time. Let's see if I can send up Alter Time just in case. Just in case. He does have control over Icky though. Good Novas. He just needs to get big shatters on him and he'll be in a good spot. Maybe he just needs to wait out until a Frozen Orb is available. And then go for a nice setup, maybe with a Root. He can send up images. Maybe you're actually pushing in. See if I try to see if you can get a Nova onto Icky. Did not get the Nova on the Mage, but the images did get a Nova. If he does have a double Ice Block where he can go for a heal with Ice Block, he'll be in a good spot. It's healing him very, very slightly. I don't know if it actually has it. He's going to steal that combustion from Icky. It looks like he actually canceled that combustion to make sure Icky doesn't get the buff at all. Exchanging some casts at each other. Icky does get those Fire Blast in there pretty easily. Shit power coming out for Seavark does get interrupted on it. Icky and Seavark are both low. Icky continues to go for as many instant casts as he can. Fireball's coming out. Does get interrupted on a Fireball. And I think it's going to be Icky. Yep, with that Cauterize, does get the Ice Block. I don't think he'll have enough damage to deal with the pod though. It looks like Seavark is going to be able to recover with that pod quite a bit. Looks like he potted, but also he had the Alter Time give him health back. Which is kind of interesting. Icky. Trinkets out of nothing. I don't really know what he trinketed there. Maybe try to trinket a Root? He finds himself kind of low on health. He does not have Cauterize anymore. Seavark, if he has anything here, this could be good for him. Icky does catch an Invis, trying to see if he can Blizzard him out. Does Blizzard him out? Ice Lands? Oh, second Ice Lands, and down he goes. The Frost Mage barely hung in there, but they did make the plays. It looks like... Oh, I'm swapped to the wrong person completely. It looks like Scotty is going to be last one left. With Seavark barely in health. Try to go for a Poly Hodge. Trinkets out of it. All he needs to do is just go for that Judgment. Literally, that's all he had to do. Demonic going to be up next as Assassination. Trying to make some damage happen. Did not get the Garrode properly onto Scotty. This is going to be Trinket out of the Paladin immediately. Evasion available for Demonic with Vendetta as well as Cloak of Shadows. Trying to make as much damage to Scotty. Looks like he'll have bleeds rolling on him. If he just go for some bleeds and vanish out of it, he might be okay. Blind. I was thinking Demonic would actually go for bleeds. And then let the dodge do work. But then with a bubble, Scotty I think should be able to finish it off here. And he does. Dude, the Frost Mage at the end with the Fire Mage, that was kind of clutch. I was getting kind of close. What is this? Chicago, you actually had to do 1,000,000 damage versus 1,000,000 healing of... Dude, actually 1,000,000 damage and 1,000,000 healing. You guys are something. You guys are something. Oh my god. They did duel for like, what, 17 minutes? They did do for like 17 minutes, didn't they? Damn, dude. Damn. Wow. Okay. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty, boys. All right. Who do we got in here? Night King. Yo. Chicago. Dalaran. Why? What do you mean why? You guys do it for like a minute. Can I kick? I can't kick Chicago. What do you mean why I can't kick Chicago? What do you mean? Can't interrupt Chicago? I think you got juked a couple times, didn't you? Never mind. Ready again. Yo, let's get Chicago's team in here, man. Yeah, yesterday one walk among almost killing him, but the Convoke casted 4 Frenzy Regeneration at once. Wait, whose team has I guess yeah, it was just Chicago's team, man. It was just Chicago's team versus Night King if you guys were still ready. One walk among killed me, but I got Convoke casted 4 Frenzy Regeneration at once. Really, that's a lot. You gotta stop letting the healers go first. My Trion was nothing. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not the one making the rolls of like who's going first, who's going last. I usually hope that you guys do a slash roll to do like figure out who's going first, last. Yo, any NA teams need a Feral? Yo, Snoopy, do you actually have an NA character? If you actually got an NA character, dude, we can get you in. If you're legit about it, we could probably sneak you in. You play Alliance? Chicago got a Alliance in there. I rolled 95. Yeah. I think what most people do is the roll. Do a slash roll. Chicago, let me know if you have a team, man. I want to try to see if we can get you in here. Because Milord and Night King played each other already, but you haven't played Night King yet. Yeah, to 21 item level? Yo, let's get him in here, dude. Chicago, open up your group for Snoopy to find you. Just open up a group on Alliance. Yo, Chicago. Oh, do you only have 5? Okay, Snoopy, maybe after this one you might be able to get it with Night King or Chicago. I'm gonna get them in as they got a group though for now. Since we got a people together. Night King and Chicago. I'm trying to get as many of them on an A. Snoopy. Horde. Oh, okay. Then Milord. Then you'll have to do it with Milord. That will do it. Milord. If you want to make a space for a Feral, Snoopy is looking for somebody. Snoopy's pretty good. I think you'll like him. He's a nice dude. I mean, more Milord plays first. Almost every game he plays. True. I wonder if Milord actually has his group like, yo, guys, I'm gonna go first if you're cool with that. Or does he do a slash roll and that goes in? No, the other game he had, there was a monk and there was Milord that played after. So you can't really say that there, but I don't know. But I mean, there are some teams. I wouldn't be surprised if someone's like, yo, guys, can I go for 1v5? I want to try to see if I can make a play. And if everybody's cool with it, everybody's cool with it. You know what I mean? Like back BFA, I was like sometimes, yo, boys, do I go for a 1v5? I guess should I go for 1v5? And then I go in as outland BFA, 1v5. Actually go 1v5. Long games, resets, lucky rolls, you know all that. Zero skill, only luck. But then it's like, okay, I'm never gonna first again. Or a sub, dude. When sub is busted, bruh. Alright, I think I saved that one. Pretty sure I did. That was 80. Finally. Switch. We got ourselves team 1 with Phoebus. On that team, we got ourselves Ravender. We got ourselves Al Fizzle with World Grand and Chill Pills over there with Phoebus. Going first up versus Byron's. Byron's being number 4. Thorns available. Not going to do too much thorn damage for the Warlock, but I guess if you're worried about taking out the pets, it's going to be big damage from Byron's. Does get hit with a stun trick inside of a big Kyrian setup. Massive Star Surge is coming out. Phoebus does activate Reflect. I don't know if a Star Surge was reflected back, but both of them are exchanging damage to one another, dancing around the platform in the middle, exchanging the stun just now. Phoebus actually finds this super low, does go for a massive health increase. There goes the pets getting beefed up, and as long as Byron's can live through the Tyrant, he'll be in a good spot. Looks like the Tyrant actually does get kind of desync. Will not go for a cast. This Tyrant actually will not cast into Byron's for one reason or another. Silence onto the Warlock, silences the Tyrant by accident, and goes for a big Star Surges back to back. Phoebus actually not in a great spot. That was so much damage out of Byron's just now. So much damage. And he's still able to Moonfire him from around the corner. And Phoebus still going to take the stars falling. Has Reflect available, does get a quick interrupt, Mortal Coil. He needs himself some CC chains. Drain life. Might be able to make something out of it. Byron's just running into the wall. Get hit with a curse. Can't actually remove curses easily. Fear again. Byron's has no way to interrupt it. He's just going for more damage. And looks like Phoebus finally able to catch up a little bit of drain life. Goes for even more CC. Just as long as he can drain life and get anything from Byron's. He goes in for 1 Kyrian setup, 1 Star Surge. Already, second Star Surge already puts Phoebus in a bad situation. Actually taking out the pet. Actually taking out the Warlock pet. So Phoebus will not even have the pet to go for a stun or nothing. I think this man's just out of it. He does get himself a seed pod, and as long as Byron's realizes the seed pod is there, he should be able to take it out. It shouldn't be that bad. I mean, I know boomies are not really known for damage outside of Star Surges, but it should be able to maybe... It looks like Phoebus actually breaks out of the seed pod. Had to reflect just in case. Does throw a Mortal Coil into Byron's. Going more CC up and running. That's going to be shot if you're actually pulling his pet back while thorns are up. I guess he wants to make sure his pet just doesn't melt to it. Does get interrupted. Stunned into a beam. Does Byron's have a setup with a Kyrian yet again? Trying to make some Starfire work. Star Surges do come out. Trying to make some damage happen. Trying to make some big damage happen. And there goes a Fear. Phoebus does go for a Tyrant. No health at all. And Byron still got Star Surges. The dots are probably going to do him in. And does go for a Soul Shape at the last second. But does go down. And we got ourselves another Warlock up next. This is some Affliction. Trying to get some dots up and running to Byron's. Does get the UI set up. Byron's actually can go for a bit of cleanses on the Agony at the very least. Should always remove the Agony whenever you can. Because there's going to be quite a bit of damage for Iron Fizzle just kind of gone. Also Soul Shard generation out of the window. Which is going to be really good for the Balance Druid. Does go for the Barskin here. And looks like there's going to be the self-heal with a Frenzied Regen. Goes in for a Roar into Iron Fizzle. Who's playing solo, no pet or nothing. So he most likely is playing the interrupt playstyle where he has the interrupt himself. Instead of a pet that will do the interrupt for you. Byron's just trying to get some damage rolling onto Iron Fizzle, trying to get the dots around the corner. as the both just exchanging dots. Whose dots is strongest? I think Byron's just waiting until the next Kieran setup. He's also going to have Incarnation. Stun, full Incarnation setup available. Going to be a big Kragwa port away. Memphis is taking so much damage. They're going for a Darkland. Star Surge is still doing lots and lots of damage to him. Byron's just seen another Star Surge to maybe get it close. Does go for a wall to deal with the damage that the Boomy is putting out. Malefic Rapture right after. Is Byron's going to take a lot of damage from all those dots. Malefic Rapture's going to be huge here. It looks like I'm just worrying about maintaining the dots as best as possible, just trying to make sure they're fully refreshed. Is going to summon up a pet, I guess, to get a second interrupt. Looks like he's going to drop down the pet sacrifice just so he can get a second interrupt. Gets a second interrupt. Could sacrifice the pet now for damage if he wanted to. I wonder if it's worth going for a pet when the person is going for burst, but I guess with Byron's it's a lot of instacast burst anyway. But it looks like Iron Fizzle is not in the fight just yet. He's exchanging the dots. He's hanging in there. He actually just counteracted a lot of bursts of Byron's with bursts of his own. But it looks like the Boomy just had, like, unbeatable survivability. Just bare form, Barkskin, Frenzied Regen. Not much you can really do in that situation. But for Iron Fizzle, he had to go through quite a lot of cooldowns in order to survive the burst out of Byron's. And I feel like Byron's just going to have a better defensive. Barkskin coming out really early here, which actually could be really good for Iron Fizzle. Unless Byron's looking to make some damage happen, stun into a silence, drives himself the Kyrian setup, trying to make the Star Surges work. Lots of damage with the Fizzle. Does get a Fear rolling. Byron's actually doesn't need to trinket out of the Fear or nothing. Roar for the Drain Life. Does he have any damage to follow up? Looks like the Drain Life is actually going to allow Iron Fizzle to reset quite a bit. Good thing he did cast a Drain Life, because that Star Surge would have ended him right there if it was any lower. It was literally any lower health. Just continue to drain life because Byron's just PvEing each other at this point. Just continue to drain as much as he can. Does he have the drain setup? I think he has the drain setup, right? The Neverable with the Agonies. So maybe that's why he survived the first time. He's just going for a full drain, but Byron's unable to interrupt him. Except for like a roar. But Byron's does recover a lot of health. We are at the 5-minute mark, boys. Waiting out until one of these two pushes up for big damage. Iron Fizzle does have a Dark Glare coming up in a minute, so you might be able to make something very unfortunate pathing for that Mortal Coil, running Byron's perfectly in the line of sight. Fizzle going to his port, which puts him way out in the open. Perfect opportunity for Byron's to get the damage in. Does port right next to him. Maybe could do something. Does he still have a pet, or did he sacrifice the pet? It looks like he sacked the pet, so he should have the interrupt of his own. Stun into a silence. Byron's looking to end the game right here. Star Surges uses one more, and there he goes. 3 Star Surges is all he needs with that Kyrian setup. Not even Incarnation in order to make that damage happen. He actually had himself a really solid burst setup just now. Next up is going to be Ravender. Beast Mastery Hunter. He's actually swapping out his pets completely. He's trying out with, I guess, Raptors. Maybe he's trying to go for a different build. Maybe he's trying to go for less of like Spirit Man pets and try to go for Leech pets, because maybe those are better. Maybe because those come in with like a Mortal Strike effect. Potentially. Thorns up for Byron's as he's trying to deal with the pets. Or maybe he's swapping the pets for the Mogs too. I guess that could be a thing, right? It could be swapping the pets so then they fit this Mog. Because what Mog do you got going on? Is he? I think he might be actually using the pets just for the Mogs, instead of like the utility. Maybe they're all the same kind of pet, really. Gonna be big Star Surges for Byron's. Did have the Incarnation, but I don't think he had the Kyrian setup with it. It looks like Byron's is having to go for a bit of a self-heal for now. If Ravender can get himself some big damage into Byron's with a nice setup, he'll be in a good spot. There goes the Kyrian setup. Does have to go for a feign death for a second. I'm swapping the wrong person. I'm so sorry. And Ravender trying to create some line of sight ASAP while the Kyrian and Incarnation together is up. Freeze trapping Byron's just to keep him at bay for just a second, just to give himself some breathing room. Is going to hit him with a concussive shot. Still sends out Star Surges as Ravender just keeps poking around the pillar. Resonate Arrow is up, trying to make some damage happen to Byron's as best as possible. And that's going to be a stun onto the bear druid. Honestly, might as well be a bear druid, really. Let's be honest here. I mean, the amount of self kills this guy got is it's kind of nutty. Ravender does try to go for a setup with the Void Elf Racial, trying to get himself a bit of a better position, but I don't really know what he can really do. With barely any health right now, not much you can do unless you get some kind of a self-heal. Freezing Trap or Byron's. And as long as he doesn't break it somehow. Did the dots still roll? The dots is still on ya. Moonfire, Sunfire. Does get himself a faint death and a reset. If the pets didn't have any dots, it would be real bad. Does walk out in the cat form, swiping him out of there. It looks like he might be able to get enough damage. Barkset is available. He just needs one big cast without the Turtle Shell. Zervadero is basically on his last foot. Not much you can really do in this situation. Resonant shot does come out. Might be able to get some damage onto Byron's. But I think it's over. The bash comes out. Star Surge 1. Moonfire, Sunfire. It's over. Wargren is the last one left on this team. Last one, man. Versus Byron's. What happened to Chill Pills, I guess? Chill Pills left? They want to fight Byron's, I guess? Because I feel like a boom. Wait, he actually is not in a trap. It's just there, but it's not actually on him. That was weird. Resonant Arrow? Does he actually get the... It looks like he does clip him with Resonant Arrows one way or another. Byron's is going to take a little bit of damage from it. Pops in a bear from immediately. As Wargren's approaching. Why did Chipples leave, boys? Did Chipples not want to fight a bouncer hit? Because this guy is probably going to go for a 1v5 otherwise. 1v4 otherwise. Maybe? Harpoon with the freezing trap as Wargren trying not to fall apart like the other hunter did. There's only so much you can really do with the dots of the Boomy. As long as Barnes maintains the dots on Wargren, he'll basically have to play the Feign Death in order to remove any of those dots and go for any kind of heals. So as long as Moonfire and Sunfire are there, he'll be in a good spot, denying the healing for Wargren for the most part. Stun, try to go for a silence. Tricky coming out for Wargren. Does have the Kyrian setup. Turning our attention onto the pet actually by the looks of it. And is going to get himself regrowth or two. As long as he can stop Wargren from Feign Death, I think he'll be in a good spot. But looks like maybe Feign Death? Maybe not. Looks like he doesn't go for it just yet. Maybe he's going to set up some traps, dots. Now Feign Death and a heal. Because this is going to do a bit of damage to Wargren. Does set up a Resonant Arrow. Trying to make some damage happen for Byron's. Scarab Beast on the bear. We actually, I don't think, have almost never seen a hunter go for Scarab Beast and a druid like that. But that actually was kind of awesome. Stun to Byron's. He does have a Barson for it. Only a 35%, 32% dampen. So should be able to get a lot of healing. Big incarnation available. Looks like we're going to try to see if we can disrupt it. And does throw down a freezing trap on it. His health is doing A-OK for now, though. Did he have to Feign Death or just wait out for the dots? It looks like he should be able to get a mostly full camo. Has a Hunter's Mark onto Byron. Should be able to dot him up. And Byron's still looking quite healthy. Still has Incarnation ready. I don't know if the Kyrian has been used or not. But it still has a full setup. Bash onto Wargren. Should be able to make something happen here. One Star Surge. Wargren does go for a Feign Death for a second. Might be able to go for a bandage afterwards. Unless Byron's there goes the dots. Will at least deny him any kind of healing. Like somehow clips him. I guess with the Kyrian clipped him with that one Star Surge. Needs another trap in order to stop Byron's for a second here. The Kyrian should dissipate any moment now. But the Star Surges are still massive right now. Absolutely massive. I do like the playstyle with Boomy and Kyrian. What's a Feral and Kyrian? I think it's really unique. So many people on Night Fae and for good reason. But it's still nutty. The Scarab Beast shorter than a normal fear? I feel like Scarab Beast is like a 4-second fear in PvP. Compared to like a full like 6-second fear. I'm wrong about that. Stun into Byron's. Wargren just trying to see if he can survive it. He is taken down. We are at 11 minutes into this game. 40% dampener. Does get a Feign Death. Should be able to maybe go for a big heal. But looks like kind of goes in a line inside of Byron's. If he just that's any kind of dots on Wargren. It looks like he still has dots on the pet maybe. Does he? No, the pet, I guess the dots can fall off. Bards is going to have to go for another set of bites. It looks like Wargren is just trying to kind of delay the inevitable potentially here. Unless Wargren is setting up for a big kill. It looks like Byron should eventually outlast him with that Kyrian setup. As long as he has the dots rolling, he should be A-OK. And he just needs to catch him in a big old bash without a trinket. And go for a Kyrian setup, which he can do every minute. Should be in a pretty good spot. Freezing trap available. Wargren does go for another Manic Bandage. Does make sure his pet is alive and well. They should be able to go for Resonant Arrow. Trying to make as much damage happen behind line of sight. Scarab Beast as the bear rounds the corner. Wargren is going to reposition as best as he can. Actually, some line of sight created by this hill. So only so much damage he can really do. Does hang out by the pillar yet again. Stuns, grenades, the dots go out. The traps go in. Freezing trap, right? Is he getting a double grenade? He's actually playing this super carefully. I think he's actually trying to win. Like, legit trying to win. I think he's waiting until his cooldowns are available. So maybe in 20 seconds he might be able to make a big play. Potentially. Barnes keeps charging in. Does Boomy form count as beast form, by the way? I always wondered. Big Kyrian setup is ready. Pre-turtles it in case things go bad. And Barnes, if anything, should be able to get himself some... Does that increase your healing too? Only damage. I think it's probably only damage, isn't it? We're going to try to see if he can get himself a bit of a reset camo. Freezing trap is up for... Byron's has to check it out very soon. As Wargren setting up even more traps right after. Kyrian setup. Wargren does go for a disarm or get disarmed. Byron's trying to outrange the Kyrian as best as he can. 51% dampen. I mean, Worgen, maybe he'll give himself a big old kill. That is a stun coming out. He has thorns though for Byron's, or at least was thorns for a second. Has a coordinated assault, but I actually have to go for another freezing trap to stop it. I feel like at this point, I feel like you should just pop cooldowns and just go in there, right? Or am I wrong about that, boys? Or am I just completely, absolutely, positively wrong, dude? Because you're popping cooldowns and they're just dotting and then not really getting in melee. I feel like eventually Byron's just need to bash and catch you. And also Byron's, there goes the bash, trinket immediately for Wargren. Trying to make the Kyrian setup work. No turtle, freezing trap does not have a trinket for it. And that's going to be still a bit of damage with a beam as well as the dots. Feign death available. If you could just redot him, nope. The pet, nope. I feel like this way you got to make sure to redot the pet as well. Otherwise the cameras are going to go through every single time. That's going to be hard, boys. That's going to be hard. Crazy. We're going back in camo. Byron's just looking for him if you can. You got to make sure to dot up the pets, my guy. You have to. Because if the pets are dotted, then he can't go into full camo. The pets will take him out of camo. At least that'll deny any kind of healing. Stun by Wargren. Thorns available. The pet is going to take some of that damage. Wargren is not. He's just not even getting a melee to begin with. Freezing trap yet again. He's going for the resets, dude. I think what he's trying to do is trying to get as much damage to Byron's. Throw him in the freezing trap, reset, and maybe come back and when he has another freezing trap available. Byron's just going to regrowth back to full. Like eventually, like his dampener is going to get so high that it's going to be difficult to regrow back to full, but I don't know. Like he just doesn't have the burst, you know? I could be wrong though. Freezing trap yet again. If Byron's gets the dots on the pets, man, Moonfire and Sunfire on the pet as well, that will definitely be helpful for him. Bash to the Worgen, has nothing left. This is going to go for big damage. There's going to be pet sack available. Big Star Surge is going through. Worgen does go for Feign Death to remove any of the dots he has. Is there any more Star Surge available? Does go for a disarm. Most like a freezing trap waiting for him around the corner. Does have a trinket for it, if anything. Stun, does he choose to trinket? He does. Resonant Arrow comes down, and Byron's does go for a more defensive build. Scare Beast through the wall, actually, onto Byron's. That's actually a really good move. Scare Beast through the wall like that. Byron's is going to get himself a bit of recovery. The pet isn't dotted up. No! The pet isn't dotted up. The full camera does go through. One eye is down. The other eye is up, though. So Worgen, if anything, could set himself up something here. He's going to pick up the eye while he's trying to recover as much health as he can in the camera. Oh my goodness, dude. Well, Byron's, I feel like at this point is just, okay, well, there we go again. He needs to go for another bash setup. First, a trinket out of Wargren. With the freezing trap waiting for him. Although I think he does actually see the freezing trap, though. I don't think Byron's dots are enough to take down Wargren. Like, he can't just dot him up and just do stuff. Turning attention onto the pet, actually. I think he's trying to deny any kind of pet sacks in the future. And he's going to go for the Kyrian setup. At least trying to make some damage happen. And the pet is going to take a little bit of that damage. Maybe he can force Wargren from behind the pillar. Resonant Shot is coming out. Maybe Harpoon's out. Byron getting hit with a stun from a distance. Barskin available. Wargren does have Eagles flying for him. Eventually, he will lose out on the Resonant Shot damage. And Byron should be able to outrange him. Get himself a little bit of a heal. Manic Bench for Wargren. Does interrupt it, actually. And looks like the pet is down for the count. We'll need to summon a new pet. Robbie has a freezing trap ready. Yeah, he does have a freezing trap. And Byron's is going to run into that trap. Super unfortunate. But there's only so much you could really do in that regard. He tried to do what he can. It looked like he was actually going for a bite or something, wasn't it? Is he Feral Affinity? Is he Feral Affinity Boomy? That'd be actually weird if he's Feral Affinity Boomkin. He's gonna at least get himself a little bit of recovery. He has Hunter's Mark on him, so he knows that Wargren knows where he's at. There's no way he can hide, really. Another freezing trap. Yo, Byron's gonna have the patience of a god. He actually has a trinket. Wait, Byron's actually has a trinket. If he plays his trinket right on one of the CC, if he plays it perfectly, he actually could end the duel here. It is getting pretty high dampening. You know, 77% dampener. Byron's trinket's out of here. Bastard Wargren forced the trinket out of him, trying to make the Star Surges happen. A freezing trap will stop the burst, but he's still trying to make it happen. There goes the turtle shell, deflecting all those shots back, and Byron's trying to get himself a little bit of health recovery. Still dots are ticking onto Wargren. If he could dot up the pet with a Sunfire, he'd actually be huge. The pet is out in the open. If you dot up the pet, it'll dot up Wargren too, actually. Definitely need to be watching out for the moments where he can dot up him as well as the pet, because that is the pet is poking out from behind the pillar. And the Sunfire should also apply to Wargren too, so at least it will stop him from being able to get a full heal as he tries to top himself off. 2 traps available for Wargren, dude. 2 traps available. I think he's just waiting for the resonating shot. Resonating arrow, so he can do some damage. Feign death for a second. Does he tag the pet? Sunfire? Does that Sunfire not tag to Wargren? I thought Sunfire spreads. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's because Wargren, like Feign death, that'll put him out of combat. But that's going to be Byron's trying to set up some damage on the pet. Wargren trying to make damage happen through the wall. Stun into Byron's does so. Bariskin as well as pre-thorned that one. Need himself a little bit of healing. It is getting quite dire here. He's just going to walk as a bear. Friends in region healing him while he is in the freezing trap. Manning bandage for Wargren. Trying to get whatever healing he can at this point. Next time Byron's can get himself a good setup into Wargren though. A bash and a big carrying setup would be huge. If we can get one up and running. Wargren though sneaking right at him. Is he going to stay there? He's actually going to attack him, get a melee. Maybe harpoon, do some damage and get out. Now he's just trying to go for a full reset. Trying to go for a full reset, dude. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Crazy, dude. Crazy. Was dominant today. I couldn't watch from the start. I'd say Milord Pala and Chill Pills. They've been doing pretty well. Milord Pala got a couple of good games there. There's a ton of healing, dude. I mean, he won one game, 1.1 million healing, man. You know what I mean? Resonating arrow onto Byron's with the Bariskin and Thorns up. Stun, and Byron's goes in for the stun himself. Shrink it out of Wargren. Trying to make those Star Surges connect. Can he do it? That's going to be a steel trap. Can shift out of it. Does disarm Wargren. I don't really know if that stops him from being able to use any cast, really. Freezing trap onto Byron's, and Wargren does survive it, though narrowly, at 92% dampener, dude. We can't have nice things over on the NA. We actually can't have nice things on the NA. We have such long games, dude. Oh my god, dude. Such long games, I swear. Like, you at least some games are long, some games are short. NA is like 2-hour long games, bro. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Thorns available for Byron's, and it looks like Wargren actually somehow got super low in health. Somebody got him out. Sunfire, wait, is this actually the win for Byron's? Does he actually do it? Because he finally got a dot as Wargren went for a feign death. Disarm? I think it's just done. Oh my god, I thought Wargren was setting up a kill there the whole time. Byron's went in for 1v4 though. I don't know why Chill Pills bailed. I feel like Chill Pills could have stayed and actually had a good fight there. But he decided to bail the hell out of there, I guess, so not much you can really do. CP trying to set up a group, man. Yo, I can add you, my dude, if you need me to. I can add you. We can get you versus Chicago or Milord or somebody, yeah? You know what I mean? Too bad everyone on Reddit and official forums just begging for BFA round 2. Dude, I really hope they don't do BFA damage round 2. I like the burst. I like the burst damage. I would rather have the burst damage. I like this a lot more. Like, some games are just over so quick, but it's so much better. I got AFK'd out. Unfortunate. Good fight at dampen 95%. Yeah, no. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Can't kill him at all? Yeah, it's tough, man. But also, you're hiding behind the pillar the whole time, Pink T-Rex. I don't really know what it could be said. What's he been at Dalaran? Hashtag 1340. You'd have to let me know you're Snoopy, because I have like almost 200 always trying to add me. So you need to let me know who you are. I'm pretty sure it'll be Snoopy something, right? Pretty sure it'll be that easy. But yeah, if I add you, man, I can get you in. Yeah. Hi, to all my friends. What's up, Dayweed? How you doing, my man? How you doing, my dude? Yeah. I think if anything Blizzard does for future season stuff, definitely don't bring it back to BFA damage. Like, anybody that says the game should go like BFA, like, at that point, bring corruptions back and then make sure everybody leaves the game all at the same time. Like, there's a lot more people doing RPGs, a lot more people PvPing in general. And I'm pretty sure World PvP is also pretty good. Although I had my World PvP off for a while since there's not like a reward structure. You used to have it on because AP, but now you don't need AP. So I don't really have World PvP on. Because, one, I'd be literally the only one of my guildies that ever, or anybody that I do keys with that has it on. 2, doing dungeons and not being able to, having 2 people there to summon. One of them is war mode on and one's off. It's just annoying. So I just keep it off at this point just so I can get my keys done. World PvP is dead? I don't know about that, dude. I feel like World PvP is truly dead when Soulscape just stops posting World PvP content. You know what I mean? I haven't turned on war mode, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, Snoopy is a furry, by the way. So? Nothing more. Dude, we got a guy in our guild named Lemoons. Every time he sits down to eat food, his weak aura literally goes, "Uwu, I'm hungry." And then "Uwu, that is delicious," when you finish eating. Like my guy. You don't know who I raid with. Even Soulscape said World PvP is dead. Did it really? Well, when Soulscape stops posting World PvP videos, then I'd say World PvP is dead. I need to hear him actually say that, though, if there's like a clip or something. Snoopy, let me know if you have a group, my man. What is the seasons would be expected unless latency is already on mod? So there is a bit of latency when you are melee, at least when I play on EU servers. There's a bit of latency when you're melee, but it's not super bad. I guess it depends on your region and where you connect to. It's about 100, so it is something playable. It's basically like if you're playing WoW with really bad internet connection locally. So it's better for casters, I'd say. Worse for melee, but as long as it shouldn't be that bad where it's like it just screws you completely. But it'll be basically like playing with like subpar internet, sorta. I don't have a group trying to find. I still have you added, man. I'll still have you added either way. If you guys want to join any of the 5V5 1v1 groups, you can go to Player Premium Group, Custom PvP, find a group, top number 5, and search enter. See if there's a group up. Snoopy got one on the Horde if you guys want to join the Horde. Or you can do a start group and make a call it 5V5 1v1 Duels Dalaran to make a group yourselves if you wanna. That can work out too. I see more PvP back then last. Bro, BFA PvP started out at the very first season and then it died a month after. Like it was pretty dead. And it never really truly recovered. Like war mode, like Najatar was a lag fiesta. Like it was kind of like insane. Everything damage wise, everything was so slow in comparison to this expansion. Like it took forever to kill any kind of healing class. Forever, dude. Like it didn't matter how much CC chain you had. Now you can actually get some damage in. You get crazy good CC chains in. I like it a lot better. I actually like it so much better. There's people RBGing regularly. BFA RBG was non-existent. Literally non-existent. You know what I mean? Most people are struggling to find queues. What, going through LFG? I'm seeing more people RBGing than ever, so I don't know if I could say that, if you can really say that. Next season is going to be PvP BFA Season 2 again. Well, what do you mean by Season 2 BFA? Because Season 2 BFA was overpowered items from a new raid. That's what that was. It was people running that Trident, or the Pants, or the other Pants. Or... because Season 4 was Corruption, Season 2 was Palace, Season 3 was Palace, Season 2 was a pre-raid BOD, which also had, like... trinkets, PvE trinkets being used. That's what that whole Season 2 was really all about. Our Druid, Mage, Lock Meta, 100% damn, that's what you're gonna have. I don't know about that. I don't like how Feral, you can kill me in open world, about AFK at the moment. What? I don't like how you Feral, you killed me in the open world, but AFK in the moment. Oh no. What happened to generates its final verdict at the same time? I think it would have... Final Verdict 8. The New Beginning. It'd be like Final Fantasy. It's never actually final, they're just adding a number to it. It would have like a Greek numerals to it. So if 10, Final Fantasy X, or X2, the cut edition, or something like that. It'd be like Final Fantasy, but Final Verdict. It's never really final. If someone in the US has an accent in his list, what? Tricking the Hill or Pack, I guess? Accent in his list make it a hype, real, Feral vs. Feral? Is Accent a player? Shadowlands Dune will probably kill the server. Most likely. Most likely. Rest of Druids, Mage, Lock, Meta. Well, meta in BFA literally didn't matter. It was literally like, what items do you have? Okay. Meta didn't really matter that much. It was like, do you have good items? Okay. We can play. That's what all BFA was. Like, literally every season, do you have the good items? Okay, you can play. It is more items rather than players, rather than classes. I mean, I guess to some extent you could say covenants are somewhat similar, but not all. Maybe there's like handfuls, like a feral druid with convoke the spirits, or like a boomy getting really big, I guess full moons before that got nerfed. That was like a pretty like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. But if you had half a brain, you could stop it as a 3v3 team though. Season 2 BFA was meta. Season 3 and Season 4 was raid gear, prism. No, I don't know, dude. Season 2, I remember you had the pants items from the Crucible raid, the for leather, as well as the male classes. You had the weapons, you had those trinkets, you had all those items. It was literally the item meta. It was literally starting off the item meta. Even season 1 of BFA was item meta from like the new raid and such. It was pretty item meta for the most part, like from the get-go, like on majority of it. Like maybe if you played like from like 2800 to 3k rated, maybe that's where it's like, you know, class meta, but majority of it was mired in items. It was awful. Right now people actually gear in PvP gear. PvE trinkets are rarely seen, so at least it's classes and conduits and covenants and combos like that. But there's also right now people playing like Night Phase Shadow Priest at 2800, so I doubt it's really completely like covenants either. If there's a Night Phase Shadow Priest that could be like 3k RBG as well as 2803s Night Fade before the Night Fade became good. Like that's just the dude playing the class he likes at that point, you know what I mean? Maybe he has some value from it with a cooldown reduction or whatever, or maybe the comp is just really good, but that guy's just playing his hard side, you know what I mean? Just doing what he likes. I interrupted him. What happened? Hold on. Wait, did he get a cast off? Wait, he actually did get a... Wait, did he actually get the buff, though? He didn't get the buff. Okay, he didn't get the buff. I think the cast went through, but he'd never got the buff. Yeah, it doesn't look like he got a buff there, my lord. Like the actual Stormkeeper buff, you can see at the bottom right if they got a buff or not. But yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you didn't get the buff there. The RBG every week and 0 keys. Yo, RBG is where it's at for gear, it looks like. Ready? Alrighty, we got Chicago and Milord. If you guys got a group, let me know and I'll get you guys another queue, man. I like the Gladiator's health trinket, a mage heal. It's pretty intense, it still works. Gladiator's health trinket, mage heal. Gladiator's health. Wait, with all the time you mean? If you mean like all the time, I could kind of see it. I want to send one Necro Warrior in Arena while playing a buddy of mine. Yo, I think there's going to be more of them in the next patch, dude. 905, they're going to make the banner like something you carry in your back. And that Master buff could be pretty good. Hope to see more. Yeah, I'm hoping to see more because there's not a lot of Necrolords mages, warriors out there. I feel like they also need to buff the Necrolord mage to like give you like casting while moving. Or uninterruptible casting or something with the Necrolord ability. And then I think it'll be really strong. Because casting while movement or making it so it's uninterruptible would be really good for PvP. Imagine moving while casting a polymorph. That'd be kind of good. You know? All the time before it falls off, heal quite a bit. That's huge. You can all the time BM drop. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Do you have any other groups, boys? Night King, Malor, Chicago. We got anybody? Or are we Dunsky, boys? Or are we Dunsky? For the evening, because we had a lot of fun duels on the U, so I have a lot of footage from that. Dude, the NA duels, why is this so long? I feel like every duel on NA so far today has been like over 15 minutes at the very least. I want to say over 17 minutes. I don't think we've had a short duel at all. Unsure Poly sounds like cancer. I feel like something that gives the Necrolord ability an extra oomph, so it's usable in more just damage, because nobody plays Necrolord right now at all. After last duel, everyone dipped out. That sounds good, my guy. My lord, if you got anybody, man, let me know. Nah, but A-Bomb limbs I don't think should be permanent. I can reform if you want them. I'm gonna head out. Alright, see if that sounds good, my guy. But no, I'm just trying to think of like what else could you give the Necrolord, because it's supposed to be like an enhanced version of a mage form. It's kind of like your metamorphosis. Like it's kind of like a mage meta ability. It's a long cooldown, 3 minutes. Right, so it's a pretty long one. I think it's also on GCD. Maybe it's off GCD. I think it's on GCD though. But it's a long cooldown, and the only thing it does, it gives like it's going to be 15% more damage to your primary ability: Fireball, Arcane Blast, Frostbolt, and it will cleave like 1 or 2 other targets. But that's really all it does. So it's really good for cleave, and that's it. Where every other Covenant ability is technically decent for just about anything. Nightfall being the strongest for literally all AoE or single target or PvP. So I'm just trying to think of like ways to make Necrolord better without directly increasing the damage that you do, but giving it something extra to make it more enticing for a mage to pick. You know what I mean? That's true. I need some help from CUR who might influence more active PvPers to participate. Maybe. Because he boys know how to get the job done fast. Oh, true, dude. The EU, how much you guys love the duels, man. It's super fun hanging out with you guys. Super fun hanging out with you. If you ask me, I'd prune all the covenants from PvP. There always a miss what PvP? Okay, chill. Okay, chill. Okay, you can't say WAD. I feel like it's almost a sin in my eyes to even say you miss WAD in any part of WAD. WAD was as expansion awful. As an expansion, single worst expansion in my eyes. Worst. Can't convince me. WAD PvP was decent. It was mild. WAD PvP was decent because everything else blew. Let's be honest. WAD, there was nothing to do but PvP. And PvP was like a really mediocre system. Mob, I could maybe see that. In Mob, every spec, literally every spec was viable and playable, and you could make something out of yourself. Literally everything was usable. Literally everything was played. Literally. It was pretty close to balance. Like, it was still a little bit of disbalance, but it was really close. There's so much player agency in there in PvP. WAD, the only reason PvP was good is because everything else blew. Let's be honest. I didn't like anything of WAD, man. But the only thing that was fun then is PvP, but that's because nothing else was fun. Nah, I can't agree, man. I can't agree. Decent is not good enough, man. Decent is not good enough. Decent PvP and a bad expansion. That's like saying, I was like eating a church sandwich, but at least it got sprinkles on it. It's still a church sandwich. You know, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't think. I feel like you need to have high standards than that. I didn't like WAD that much. Yeah, as an expansion, it wasn't that great. Mob was epic for Shadow Priest and his Shaman. Yo, every spec in the game was really good back in Mob, in my opinion. The raids and dungeons were also pretty fun. You had the challenge mode stuff. If you were raiding stuff, the raids were pretty good, in my opinion. Most of them were pretty good. The classes were pretty well put together. There's a lot of abilities for every class. PvP was also pretty good, in my opinion. Yeah, I still remember BlizzCon 2013, Chris Metzen hype and us up for WAD. Dude, I mean, after an expansion like what people thought WAD was gonna go back to good old orcs, you know, good old what Warcraft is about, the war, the crap, the brutal part of it, but it ended up being like Garrisons 2.0. Or Garrisons, really. Facebook mini game for the most part. What happened to this guy? He's just dotted up. Who's dotted up? Is it Rich Tomato? How do I see these things on him? Well. I want Pharaoh to have a saber-tooth cat talent. Nah, dude, that cat from... I didn't like that cat from... It looked silly. It looked like a Worgen wannabe. That's what it would look like. But also, it kind of... It changed the playstyle to Feral, which I don't think is a Feral playstyle at all. It's a Bite Feral versus Bleed Feral. Cats should be all about bleeds. End of story. You want to get big old bites, you can play Sub-Rogue. Bleeds, dots... That's what Feral should be all about. Why else would you have dots if there should be a huge portion of your gameplay? And I feel like you should just tone down the damage of that bite, take it off your mastery, buff the mastery for your bleeds, buy much more, and make it your old bleed kitty. I think it'd be so fun to be an Affliction Warlock with fangs. I would be a huge fan of that. That is the best version of Feral, in my opinion. No, I don't think so, Luv. I don't think so. Yeah, when they made... That's when the WAD began, is Bite Kitties. That's why I didn't like it, dude. Like, Bite was cool. I mean, it'd be cool if it was like, okay, one expansion's a Bite Kitty. But from then on, it's been Bite Kitty forever, dude. Bite Kitty to infinity and beyond. I feel like at some point they need to be all back and be like, you know what? Let's change up the way you play a little, so it's not like super like gear intensive. You know, you need crit caps to play it properly in PvE, because it's one of the hardest rotations still for PvE, in my opinion. And now that you do shifting to different forms, it's easier in some aspects but harder in others, because you're shifting forms all the time. You're not just in cat form anymore, which I like it, but that's not how the Feral is structured. That's how people are playing Feral, but that's not gonna last. So maybe if they incorporate that more into the base playstyle, or maybe even do something to make the playstyle of the Feral itself better, I think it'll be all right. I didn't play Legion and BFA. I hated BFA in terms of the story. Dude, Legion was awesome. You should have played Legion. Legion was great. I didn't like how the Horde was, again, fractured and pissed me off. And then I watched PvP perspective. It seemed slow and boring. Yeah, the PvP was average. It wasn't terrible, but it was average in WoD. Like, you could kind of like if you like PvP in WoD, I guess you can, but gross no way. For all should be Sub-Rogue with heals. Nah, come on, RV. Man, I have my own opinions, I guess. But yeah. How about you get a visit in Krakow tournament a couple of days ago? Commented a bit. But yeah, but G was visiting Krakow Duel tournament a couple of days ago. Really? Oh yeah, Cracker does the duels too, doesn't he? Kind of. Yeah, WoD PvP was mediocre. It was average. It was passable, but it wasn't good by any measure. I'm liking this PvP a lot better than BFA, if anything, dude. Actually, I might just get out of the stream and go PvP. Actually, get some food and then go PvP right after. All right, boys, we're gonna call it. We're not getting any buys for the duels on NA. But EU, dude, we had some really good ones on EU, so that'd be pretty good. We at least had some games on NA. If we get same thing, does EU want to play Saturdays too? If we were to duels on EU for Saturdays as well, would you guys be down for that? Like if NA, we get like same comps all the time and people are literally like, oh my god, complaining the whole time. We can just go on EU. They seem to have a lot more variety there. You know what I mean? How to join Discord? Link down below. Before you leave, would you like to eat the most? What do you like to eat the most? Food. I mean, I could eat like sandals, but only if I need to, on the strand of an island or something. But yeah, boys, thanks so much for coming by. Appreciate you all so much watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see all you boys next stream. Alrighty, boys. Peace.